Channel 87 and on the Sirius XM app.
PGA Championship moments on Sirius XM.
At the 2024 PGA Championship at Valhalla, Xander Schauffele's opening round 62 tied a major championship record, and he never looked back.
Xander Schauffele, the winner of the 106th PGA Championship.
Colin Morikawa and Bryson DeChambeau made furious charges, but Xander secured his first major win 2 months before claiming his second. Listen to PGA Championship Radio all week long on Channel 92 in the car and on the Sirius XM app.
Cleveland, and if you look ahead to the finals, Oklahoma City barely squeaking out a win to prevent going down 3-1 to Denver just yesterday. And if it's not OKC in the championship round, the winner of this series could also get home court throughout the rest of the postseason. A lot on the line in so many ways. As we welcome you into Madison Square Garden on a Monday night, Knicks with a 2-1 series lead. The road team is undefeated so far in this series, and the Knicks will look to end that trend here this evening. Alongside Monica McNutt, I'm Tyler Murray. Ray Santiago, our esteemed producer. Tyler Freed on stats. We got Rachel Haggerty on the ones and twos, our engineer this evening for another postseason edition of New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network. Monica, you asked Tom Thibodeau about this before today's game, and if there was a easy answer, we wouldn't see the Knicks fall behind so much so early. But you asked him, what's the key to a good start? Of course, we know they want to get off to better starts. They've been behind by an average of 9 points at the end of the first quarter across these first 3 games. What do you think could help make the difference to avoid falling behind early against the Celtics team?
Well, I'll rattle off his answers for our audience. He said readiness to play, urgency, being in attack mode, and he pointed out how much better it is to play with the lead as opposed to having to play from behind. Look, I think this team has to play with a level of decisiveness and confidence. They just have to be aggressive, obviously make shots, but the aggressiveness has to apply on both ends of the floor. And so it's tough because I thought in the first half of Game 3, they got good looks and the ball just danced around the rim. But it is, in fact, still a very much miss or make lead. So I want to see a mindset as much as anything else, and I think the mindset will dictate what the fruit of that will look like.
A lot of tough misses, you're right, here at home on Saturday. And the home and road splits for the Knicks in terms of their three-point shooting, it's eye-popping. They're shooting just 31% at home in the postseason from three-point range. When they're on the road, 38%. There was a lot of talk about the Celtics' three-point struggles in Games 1 and Game 2. They combined to shoot just 25% from downtown, and you remember it well, I'm sure, Knicks fans. Everybody said there's no way the Celtics will have a third consecutive game when they shoot just 25%, and they were right. They went from 10 of 40 in Game 2 to 20 of 40 in Game 3, a 50% clip. Well, then maybe it's good news that the Knicks have also gone through a similar slump. Game 2 and Game 3 combined, the Knicks were just 25% from long range, so if they follow the Celtics pattern, that means they're in line for a bounce-back effort from beyond the arc. Such a wild last 24 hours or so, with including the Celtics, all 3 of the so-called elite teams in the NBA having to battle back from down 2-1 in the series. We saw the Oklahoma City Thunder even things up in Denver, and then last night, opportunity for Cleveland to do the same, but they very much did not, falling behind by 40-plus points. They dominated the second half and still lost the game by 20. And so it is Indiana with a 3-1 series lead in that Pacers-Cavs matchup. So the question is, which end of the spectrum will the Knicks wind up on? Will it be a grinder of a game? Will we see a lopsided win or loss? Monica, it feels like this one could be a whole lot tighter than what we've seen at least early in the first 3 games. Or could you envision a scenario where the Celtics again get a 20-point advantage? Or do you think there's an answer in store for the Knicks to keep it tighter today?
I don't know. Has any of the turnouts so far in this series been exactly what you predicted? I will say this.
No.
I expected the Celtics to come out with urgency and win Game 3. I did not expect it to go the way that it went. But other than that, none of these outcomes have been exactly what I have expected. So how dare you ask me to make a prediction? What a teammate you are. You set me up for failure.
Well, it's the first time in, about 90 games together now that you've finally been willing to answer a question I don't know. And for that, I thank you. We get set for Knicks basketball here. Quickly, the officials brought to you by London Jewelers. Scott Foster, James Williams, and Mitchell Irvin. London Jewelers brings you our officials all year long. Visit them today at any of their 7 locations, including the Americana Mall and the mall at Short Hills. Here is PA announcer Mike Walshewski for the pregame proceedings.
Garden, the world's most famous arena. And welcome to Game 4 of the 2025 NBA Eastern Conference semifinals. Tonight's matchup features the Boston Celtics and your New York Knicks, presented by Lexus. Now, if you are able, please rise, remove your hats to represent our nation's colors. Please welcome the Fire Department of New York. And here to perform the Star-Spangled Banner Grammy-nominated Season 2 winner of The Voice, please welcome Jermaine Paul.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, all the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
We are ready for New York Knicks playoff basketball. And for the moment, why don't we just cherish the fact that you didn't spend a single second worried about the NBA draft lottery today, like perhaps you've had to for so many years as Knicks fans over the last couple of decades. It's all about the action on the court tonight. But speaking of the lottery, if the Mavericks can win it with a 1.8% chance, you better believe the Knicks can pull off an upset and win this series over the defending champions, who send out this starting 5 put together by Joe Mazzulla. Same as games 2 and 3. Horford starting over Porzingis, who did have 3 blocks in limited time on Saturday. It'll be Derek White and Drew Holiday in the backcourt. Holiday only played 24 minutes in game 3 because Peyton Pritchard put together a team-high 23-point effort off the bench in 34 minutes. The first 2 games, he averaged just 23 minutes. That was the big move that Joe Mazzulla made, in addition to what people much smarter than me have been calling staggered screens, multiple picks up top to create more open threes for the Celtics. We'll see how the Knicks defense handles that today. So Holiday and White in the backcourt. Then you got Brown and Tatum on the wings. Jaylen Brown is the leading Celtics scorer in the series, averaging 21 points a night across the first 3 games. And then Jason Tatum set the tone in game 3. After starting the series 5 of 18 from downtown, he made each of his first 4 3-pointers and had 17 points in the first half of the game. In the middle, the aforementioned Al Horford, who was 3 of 4 from long range on Saturday after missing 9 of his first 10 triples in the 2 games in Boston. Tom Thibodeau was asked before the game if he gave any consideration to starting Mitchell Robinson, maybe a tactic of forcing Joe Mazzulla to either not foul him or put his team into the penalty very early. Tom Thibodeau said he could go with the same starting 5, and that's what he's wound up doing. One of the more productive starting 5s during the regular season, although the metrics haven't really favored the Knicks starting 5, but again, they've been going up against perhaps the only starting 5 better, or at least comparable, and that's what the Celtics have been able to put together the last couple of years. Jalen Brunson and Mikal Bridges in the backcourt for the Knicks. The number on Brunson that maybe gives you hope in a weird way is that he's shooting below 40% from two-point range. During the regular season, Brunson was at 54% from beyond the arc. He's money once he gets to his spots, but for whatever reason, his shots haven't been dropping in those particular areas through the first 3 games, so maybe a breakout game coming for Brunson. Mikal Bridges has been excellent defensively, 8 steals across the first 3 games of the series. And, of course, OG Anunoby and Josh Hart on the wings. They're a big part of the Knicks defense as well. Anunoby scoring, though, after a playoff career-high 29 in Game 1. He's been held to 7 total points across the last 2 games. Josh Hart, meanwhile, he had a game-high 23 points in Game 2, but the Celtics held him to just 10 in Game 3. Karl-Anthony Towns was a little more active from three-point land on Saturday, but after making his first bomb from way out beyond the left wing, he was 0 for his last 4. But he only took 2 3-pointers across those 2 games in Boston, so maybe helping space the floor at the very least. When it's game time, it's Tully time. The opening tip is brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cask matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the all-new Tullamore Dew Honey during tonight's action. Knicks are in their statement dark blue uniforms tonight with bright orange numbers on the front and back. It says New York on the front, and on the back of the uniforms in white, it's the last names. Celtics in their classic white uniforms. It says Celtics on the front in green. Numbers on front and back in the same color, and the names on top of the numbers on the back in green as well. Nice classic wood finish court here at MSG. Standard New York Knicks logo. The city edition is nice, but good to go with the original in the biggest game of the year for New York. Some people said Game 3 was a must-win for the Knicks to go up 3-0 and deliver a near knockout punch to the Celtics, but I think Josh Hart was pretty on point when he said, quote, "We knew the Celtics weren't going to let us win 4 in a row and go on our merry way." He continued to say Saturday was not acceptable. We had to come out with a sense of urgency, which we did not have in Game 3. 2 former Dominican national teammates, Al Horford and Karl-Anthony Towns, embrace at midcourt as we are set for Knicks basketball. High above the garden floor. I love this view up here, dead center. You can see everything. We're eye level with the Clyde Frazier banner off to our left, which is just next to the number 12 of the late, great Dick Barnett. What a night at MSG. After an admittedly disappointing afternoon on Saturday, these fans are ready for what they hope is a 4-quarter party. With the Celtics leading 17-6 out of the gate, there was never a real chance for this place to erupt, with the exception of a Mitchell Robinson free throw after missing his first 5. Knicks will go from right to left, Celtics from left to right. Scott Foster, a couple of bounces. False start from Al Horford on the jump. Now it's tipped up and spiked by Towns. Tipped out of bounds off of Holiday by Bridges. And the Knicks will have the opening possession.
And this crowd that's ready to rock and roll gives their first round of applause.
Jalen Brunson gets the inbound from Josh Hart along the near sideline. From right to left, go New York. It comes to Bridges near the center court logo, defended by Derek White. Trying to run a play for Anunoby off the ball, but it comes to Brunson, right wing. Screen from Hart, takes a dribble, pull up 2 far side mid-range, short, and Tatum gets the rebound.
It's a good-looking shot by Jalen Brunson. I like the early execution in this one as well.
Horford right angle up top to White, catch and shoot 3 over Anunoby. That's good. And Derek White, who was ice cold in Boston, has liked the range in New York. He is 4 of 7 in the series from downtown.
Knicks can't hang their heads. They've got to stay in every single possession.
Karl-Anthony Towns, left point, defended by Tatum. Gets it to Hart, straddling the right side wing. Horford giving him a step of space. Now it's Towns, step back left wing, 3 catch and shoot. Short, tipped by Tatum, and the rebound is gathered by Derek White. Up top, Tatum. Celtics from left to right. He finds Brown. Drives the left side of the lane on Brunson. Pulls up for 2 from the foul line and drills it. Well, 5-0 start for the Celtics. They've taken a 20-point lead in 6 of the 7 games that they have played against Boston this year, the Celtics have.
This very astute crowd is sort of giving this team a little bit of energy.
They're trying. Anunoby straight on 3-pointer. Bricked it wide right. Rebound tipped out of bounds off of Jaylen Brown. It'll stay with the Knicks, but because Anunoby missed the rim, just 9 on the shot clock.
Knicks unable to get anything in the paint early through their first 3 shot attempts. The Jalen Brunson mid-range was a pretty good look. He usually, I shouldn't say usually, but we've seen him use the glass at that angle. He did not on the first shot of today's contest. It would be great for them to get something in the paint.
Inbound from Anunoby, left side baseline. 10:40 to go in the first quarter. 5-0 Celtics. Inbound to Hart, far corner in front of the Knicks bench. Picked up by Brown. Drive to the foul line. Passes to a cutting Towns, and he lays it in with a right hand down the lane. It's a 5-2 game.
5 seconds on the shot clock on that one, but that's the type of decisive cutting and decision-making I talked about as one of my keys.
Brown rushes a leaner on the left side block. Missed it off glass. Here comes Hart the other way. Feeds a cutting Anunoby. Stripped underneath the rim by Tatum. And he'll get it ahead to Holiday.
I want OG Anunoby to have his head in the game a little bit more. He's got to understand that Jason Tatum is a good defender in his own right, and he's draped all over him. Be strong with the basketball.
OG, maybe the best defender in the series, but offensively sputtered as of late. Derek White for three. Nailed it from the left wing. 8-2. Celtics with an early lead 2 minutes in.
And that ball movement by the Celtics continues to be deadly, and the Knicks did a good job of recovering as best they could.
Brunson drives on Holiday, shrugs him off on the far block, and banks him a layup. It's 8-4 Celtics.
A lot of the conversation coming into this one, LT, is whether or not Jalen Brunson has to have a signature sort of night to keep the Knicks ahead in this series.
9:37 to go in the opening quarter. Tatum on the right side, arc defended by Towns. 10 to shoot, steps back, passes to the right corner for White. He'll take a three over Bridges and makes another one. So Derek White is 3 of 3 from downtown. He's got 9 of the Celtics' 11 points, and they lead by 7.
That's what you call automatic to start a basketball game. The Knicks cannot be deterred.
Anytime they help even a little bit on the ball handler, there's an open shooter waiting, and Josh Hart just ran over Drew Holiday on the other end. And the Knicks commit their first turnover. 9:15 to go in the first. They're down by 7. And, well, it hasn't been a good start again.
Yeah, Holiday absolutely sells this one, but Josh has to do a better job of being still. Give it a beat. You got to give it at least a second when you set that screen.
Tatum at midcourt, backing down Bridges, turns the corner, drives left side, and the layup is blocked. He was stripped out of bounds and lost it clean, apparently. It's off of Tatum, and the Knicks will take over.
So I'm going to keep an eye on is Cameron Payne over on the bench, trying to give his team as much energy as possible.
I saw the same thing. He hopped up and started yelling down court. Towns right wing, defended by Horford, picked up his dribble, finds Bridges back near midcourt. 3 minutes into the game, Bridges right side drive, lost it, got it back, finds Hart in the corner, but he drove right into Tatum, who took it away. 2-on-1 against Brunson, steps to the lane and scoops home a right-hand layup to give the Celtics a 13-4 lead.
A couple of turnovers already in this one, unforced errors that the Knicks can ill afford. Good timeout here by the Knicks and head coach Tom Thibodeau, because what is going on?
Well, you can't act like you haven't seen it before, Monica.
Well, what I will say, the 2 turnovers, though, OG Anunoby right under the basket, that's a high percentage opportunity. You got to go through that contact. You got to be stronger with the basketball. And then Josh Hart, back-to-back mistakes from him, the silly foul on the screen and the roll, and then just the loose with the basketball on the handle, and that leads to a layup. That's a big deal. You're talking about an 11-4 game, if not for those, and maybe 9-4 if not for those 2 mistakes.
Well, the Celtics once again are not missing. They're 3 of 3 from downtown, all by Derek White, 5 of 7 overall. All the Knicks have not hit a 3 yet. 13-4 Boston, 8:38 to go in the first. We'll take our first time out. You're listening to New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
Here's what's happening on Sirius XM Sports.
Which team will win the NBA Draft Lottery? Sirius XM NBA Radio with live coverage of the lottery at 7 Eastern. Then a playoff twin bill. New York entertains Boston, followed by Minnesota tipping at Golden State. Your lottery and playoff home. NBA Radio, Sirius XM Channel 86, and the Sirius XM app.
Sirius XM Sports. Wherever you are, your team plays here.
What's up, Celtic fans? It's Brian Scalabrine. You can hear me every weekday morning with Frank Isola on the starting lineup on NBA Radio, Channel 86. Can the Celtics even the series in New York and take Game 4 tonight? We'll break it down for you tomorrow morning, 7 to 10 a.m. Eastern.
Jason Tatum, they don't get near him, so he takes another 3 and hits it. And that's how you quiet the crowd.
It's the starting lineup with Frank Isola and me every weekday morning all year long on NBA Radio Channel 86 and the Sirius XM app and on video on the NBA app.
Fantasy Sports Radio is helping you win your fantasy leagues right now on Channel 87.
Say goodbye, home run Aaron Judge.
From in-season fantasy baseball management to helping you prepare for your fantasy football drafts, Fantasy Sports Radio is here to help you dominate.
Don't ever take a player that you don't intend to keep all year. Don't do it. It's terrible management.
Fantasy Sports Radio, your home for fantasy sports. Channel 87 and on the Sirius XM app.
The football talk doesn't stop on SiriusXM NFL Radio.
They're mentally tough, they're physically tough, and they're talented.
From OTAs to mini camps and leading up to training camps, stay updated on the latest news around the National Football League.
Got to practice a certain way if you want to be winners.
Our experts are getting you ready for the 2025 season.
For the veteran players, they want to see the guy earn the job.
There's a story for every team on NFL Radio Channel 88 and the SiriusXM app.
8:38 to go in the first quarter. Another slow start for the Knicks. 13-4. The Celtics have the lead. For over 160 years, individuals and businesses from Montauk to Manhattan have trusted Dime for all their banking needs. You can visit dime.com for more information. Dime, we've got your bank. Member FDIC. Knicks players, including Mikal Bridges, were frantically clapping, heading toward the bench after that last Tom Thibodeau timeout. So desperate to avoid what has become unavoidable. A good start for the Celtics. 13-4, they lead it. 8:38 to go in the first, but obviously a long way to go.
Well, the body language that we can see from our bird's eye perch here at the Garden is so important because this is as much an internal battle for the Knicks as it is actually facing the foes in green, because they have to continue to stay in it. They cannot take off at any point, at any possession in this ball game on both sides of the ball.
Knicks from right to left. Brunson step back, pump fake on the right wing. Good closeout from White. Finds Bridges up top. He beat the gamble of Holiday, but then threw it away to Tatum, who couldn't save it. Send it right back to Bridges. He'll attack the far side. Block pulls up for two and can't get the roll on a fall away.
I don't love the follow away. The follow through, by Bridges.
Transition three. Jaylen Brown, very short. Good job by Brunson to box out Derek White, who had 3 offensive rebounds in game 3. Bridges right wing. Drives baseline on Horford to the far block. Nowhere to go, so he finds Towns at the right elbow. Double teamed by White and Tatum. Backs up, holds the ball high, gets it to Hart, who's open. It's Bridges left wing, catch and shoot 3, short. Knicks are 0 of 3 from downtown and 2 of 8 overall.
But that's an example of the decisiveness that I'm talking about. Derek White was guarding Karl-Anthony Towns. He's got to go at him before the help comes.
Tatum misses his 3 off the screen. Good job by Towns to not sag off him and make that a tough shot. 7:40 left in the first quarter. Knicks down 13-4. Brunson crosses over White. High side angle in the lane, up top to Bridges. Whips a pass to Anunoby, left angle. Defended by White. He'll take him baseline. Step back long 2 from the baseline. It's good. OG Anunoby with a tough bucket. And the crowd is back into its 7-point game.
On that catch, Anunoby fumbled the ball, but he took a beat to gather himself and then gets into a terrific move going left baseline, 1 dribble pull-up.
Remember, he had 2 points all of game 3. Brown up top on Towns, behind the back dribble, step back into a straight on 3. That's nasty. Jaylen Brown buries it. That's been his only weakness in the series, 3-point shooting, but he just gave the Celtics a 10-point lead.
Good effort, though, by Karl-Anthony Towns to stay attached, to contest without fouling. You saw Jalen Brunson clapping to tell his team to stay locked in defensively.
Corner 3, Bridges. He got it. Good kick out from Jalen Brunson, near corner triple, and Bridges makes it a 7-point game.
Decisiveness. The Knicks are making sharp decisions.
Everyone scored except Josh Hart so far. Holiday in the lane, whips a pass out to Tatum. Open left point 3, back rim, rebound Towns. Knicks from right to left, down 7. 6.5 to go in the first quarter. Bridges drives baseline near side on White. Now backs him down, middle of the paint. Pull up 2, good from the dotted line. 5 straight points from Mikal Bridges, and it's a 5-point game.
They've corralled their energy, the Knicks, and now are feeding off of this home crowd in a positive way.
They finally got something to cheer about in the early going. Tatum off the screen, up top, Anunoby flashes. Kick to the left for Horford, misses a 3 from the left wing, but the rebound is stripped by Holiday. Brown runs over Brunson, and Monica called it right. That's an offensive foul called by Scott Foster.
I want to see these players talking every time there's a whistle, talking to each other, talking to this crowd. If somebody got to talk trash to the Celtics, I'll take that too. Whatever it is for them to stay locked in the mental component of this basketball game.
Brunson is not angrily, but aggressively talking to Josh Hart. As they inbound the ball from the near sideline, get it across midcourt from right to left. We've hit the halfway point of the first quarter. Boston 16, New York 11. 5 unanswered points from Mikal Bridges. Step back right wing 3, Brunson. It's good. Jalen Brunson buries one over Jason Tatum. 8-0 New York run. They're back within 2, and Joe Mazzulla calls time.
As much as the Knicks need this one, the Celtics don't want to lose it either. But they have to be the team that plays with the same confidence of the fourth quarters of games 1 and 2. This last 8-0 stretch has demonstrated that, and they've been communicating defensively as well, getting to the defensive boards.
The anger Brunson showed after that offensive rebound was allowed to Drew Holiday, and then he drew the charge. That tells you this team's coming out with a whole lot more urgency than they did in Game 3. It's led to an 8-0 run, and they're back within 2. 5:52 to go in the first quarter. Celtics 16, Knicks 14. New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
Stepping into the Kia K4 or K5 isn't just getting behind the wheel of any average sedan. It's stepping into what's next. With a K4, it's stepping into a world that's exciting. With a K5, it's one that's bold. The Kia K4 and K5, the next movement for sedans. See your local Kia dealer or visit kia.com to learn more.
Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection. One that helps better their everyday through the things they value most. Friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
To win the NBA Finals, everything needs to line up perfectly. No different than finding the person you want to marry. When the time comes to propose, well, do what I did. Visit the engagement experts at London Jewelers. They'll make shopping for a ring easy. Let them help you pick or design the perfect ring to fit any budget from their 2 by London collection. London Jewelers is committed to getting it just right. So visit London Jewelers today at any of their 6 locations, including Americana Manhasset and the mall at Short Hills. Mention I told you to stop by. You'll get the Michael K. treatment.
Because growing a business keeps you on the go. We've got your bank. Because a steady cash flow is the lifeblood of your bottom line. We've got your bank. Because your workday simply doesn't stop at 5 o'clock. We've got your bank. Dime Community Bank gives you the digital tools you need to simplify your business banking, even deposit checks, anytime from anywhere. And we back our technology with a team that's always there, wherever business takes you. Visit dime.com to learn more. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
It was 16-6 in favor of the Celtics before an 8-0 Knick run. So a 2-point game halfway through the first. Knicks have made their last 4 shots after starting 0 of 3. Big cheer for Amari Stoudemire, and as he is adored by the crowd. Let's pause 10 seconds to allow stations to identify themselves on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
For the best basketball talk every afternoon, don't miss NBA Today with Justin Termini and Eddie Johnson from 4 to 7 Eastern on NBA Radio Channel 86 and the Sirius XM app.
With Monica McNutt, I'm Tyler Murray. 5:52 to go in the first. Celtics by 2.
I think it's important to point out some of the schematic things because you mentioned it. Last game, the Knicks switched to more of drop coverage as opposed to switching on that pick and roll. So far tonight, they are switching out. That was the 3 that Jaylen Brown hit on Karl-Anthony Towns, but I'll live with that because it's good communication defensively. Also, we've seen a couple staggers out of the Knicks offensively to help free guys up.
Porzingis in, Horford out, no subs yet for the Knicks. Holiday from left to right. Celtics ball up by 2. Holiday and Porzingis pick and roll. Kick out to the far corner for Brown. Backing down. Hart ball was poked away. Got it back with 5. Sets up in the far corner. Baseline drive. Step back 2 in the corner. Very short. Great defense from Josh Hart. Knicks can tie or take the lead. Hart from right to left. In the lane. Kick out. Anunoby. Left corner 3 for the lead. It's good.
That is the transition basketball that energizes these guys. Literally, it is tied to the productivity in the scoring column of OG Anunoby and Josh Hart for certain.
11-0 run. Knicks in front, 17-16. Holiday driving kick. Brown right wing. Double team. Passes out of it to Tatum. Left point at the elbow. Dishes to White. Right side 3. Got another one. Just like Jason Tatum on Saturday, Derek White has started the game 4 of 4 from downtown.
I do wonder if the Knicks will adjust a bit in terms of playing the numbers game. They are reacting so much to the dribble penetration, and I understand, rightfully so, but the way Derek White is shooting the 3, it makes you wonder.
Brunson left wing, can't answer with a 3 off the back rim. 19-17, Celtics with the lead. They've ended the 11-0 Knick run. 4.5 to go in the opening quarter. Especially Derek White's numbers. He's made all 4 of his threes as Towns has called for a kick ball and a pick and slip. Tatum and Porzingis out high. Regular season Derek White shot over 50% from downtown against the Knicks. You know he has to be on the top of their scouting report.
he is an outstanding player, had an all-star caliber year, has really settled in after being traded to this team midway through the season, a season ago, out of San Antonio.
All we have is 2 offensive fouls so far, 1 for each team, so team fouls are at 0 on both sides. Tatum, left point, defended by Towns, one-on-one, crossover, pull-up, left elbow jump shot. It's good, and a 4-point lead for Boston.
You live with it. Good defense by Karl Anthony Towns. Out of the Knicks need to go down on this possession. They also need to score the basketball. They've got to stay attached.
Even though it's Towns on defense, you'd rather have a contested 2 off the dribble than a wide-open Derek White kick-out 3.
Drew Holiday picking up Jalen Brunson, almost full court as well in this possession.
Brunson dishes to Hart, far corner. Hart will take a far angle 3. Off the front rim, no, and Tatum boxed out Towns for the rebound. Holiday on the move from left to right. To the left elbow, zips a pass inside. Bridges caught napping on Brown and then fouled him from behind on a layup. He'll get 2 free throws. With 3:49 left in the first quarter, the 11-0 run had given the Knicks a very brief 17-16 lead, but now Brown can make it a 5 or 6 point deficit.
I like the hustle here by Mikal Bridges. He does get Brown on the back of the head. It's an obvious call. But at the free throw line, the Knicks have an opportunity to catch their breath a little bit. It looks like head coach Tom Thibodeau is about to sub in both Mitchell Robinson and Deuce McBride.
What an opportunity with Robinson. The Celtics do not have any team fouls. But once it gets under 2 minutes, of course, you only need to foul twice to get into the free throw line. As Brown makes the first free throw, he's got 6. They will take Towns and Bridges out and get McBride and Robinson in, along with Brunson, Hart, and Anunoby. Peyton Pritchard joins the action for the Celtics. They didn't need every single one of his 23 points on Saturday. That was the game high, but he certainly introduced himself to this series.
8 of 16. I actually, when I look back at the box score, thought he had shot a higher percentage because it really seemed like anything he put up went down.
Yeah, 5 of 10 from 3. So Pritchard, White, Tatum, Brown, and Porzingis. Second free throw short, so it's a 5-point Celtic lead, just under 4 minutes left in the opening quarter. Brunson, right wing, backing down White, screen from Hart, and Jaylen Brown switches on to Brunson. No easy options on defense against this Boston team. High pick and roll with Robinson, kick out to Hart, far corner 3-pointer, rattles it in. Josh Hart with a big 3. It's a 2-point game.
Remember, he hit some big threes in game 2 in Boston.
He was 3 of 6 in that one. Brown backing down Hart, far side, spins, hooked him, and they call the offensive foul. Second offensive foul on Jaylen Brown. The offhand push that gets ignored so often by officials did not get by Scott Foster there.
I'm resisting the urge to demonstrate on the back of your head, partner, because the high hook on the elbow to Josh Hart, come on, man, that's blatant.
That doesn't really help our audience, Monica. Thank you for not doing that.
I just want everybody to know how much fun we have.
The Knicks have at least 2 points from all of their starters, 2 from Towns. Everybody else, including Hart, has 3+. 3:15 to go in the first quarter. 22-20 Boston. Knicks ball from right to left. Brunson, left side mid-post. Turnaround, pump fake, leans in and ties the game in the middle of the paint. It's 22-22. They were down by 10. Stormed back with an 11-0 run. Trying to make a statement. And it's not going to be deja vu.
OG Anunoby with a little bit of an early pickup here on Jason Tatum as well.
Porzingis pump fake to 3 out high. Got it back to Tatum. Pick and slip now. Porzingis backing down Hart. Far side block. Leans in. Held ball. Call a foul. And he falls away and misses the jumper. Looked like a clean strip or at least hold initially by Hart. But then on the second reach in, they get him for his second personal foul.
The first one. He had all ball, but that second one, and the second one is actually really smart by Kristaps Porzingis, kind of playing angles to his benefit, realizing that Josh Hart is not fully vertical and just using his 7'2" height.
At the basket to our right, he hits the first foul shot, which is the only way he got on the scoreboard on Saturday. He was 5 of 6 from the free throw line, but missed all 3 of his shots from the field.
All right, now this is curious. With Josh Hart with his second foul now, the Knicks are going with the double big lineup. Karl Anthony Towns and Mitchell Robinson are on the floor together with Kristaps Porzingis and Al Horford. Now, this is going to require that the Knicks make sure that they communicate in extreme on the pick and roll. You can bet that Joe Mazzulla and his guys are going to go after Towns probably and Brunson the rest of this quarter for sure.
Second foul shot was too strong, so it's a 1-point Celtic lead. 2.5 left in the first. Brunson scampers in. Alley-oop to Robinson. He throws it down for a 1-point lead.
Double stagger at the top of the key, about 2 steps out from the three-point line. Mitchell Robinson was that second screen along with Karl-Anthony Towns. A great roll to the front of the rim.
A back-and-forth first quarter so far. A refreshing change of pace. Tatum up top for Pritchard. Marked by McBride. Left wing White. Contested three. He got fouled by Brunson. Airballed the shot. Obviously, they're aware that White is 4 of 4 from downtown, but Brunson a bit too much of a contest, and he does not argue the call. 3 free throws coming for White. He just got him on that right elbow.
Oh, man. On this replay, this looks a lot lighter. He clearly gets him on the elbow, but the reaction from Derek White, he sells it with all the kicking and the splaying of the legs, which you could argue could have gone the other way, but the Knicks don't even really take a glance at it as far as challenging.
First foul shot is good for White. It's 24-24. So he's got 13 points. Only guy in double figures. A very typical Derek White game 3. 17 points, 3 offensive rebounds, 1 block and 1 steal. And we don't even need to tell you if the shots are going in or not at the free throw line. The crowd lets you know it's a miss. So 24 all still, but 1 more to come for White.
Now, pregame, Joe Mazzulla talked a little bit about end of quarters. He was asked about the differentiation in scoring for the Celtics over the course of the quarter, and he honestly said, I didn't know that we were outscoring the Knicks by about 11 on average. But he did talk about wanting to execute in terms of multiple possessions down the stretch, so on and so forth. So this is going to be interesting down this last 2 minutes.
White gets 2 of 3 foul shots. Knicks down 1, 2 minutes to go in the first. Anunoby and Robinson pick and roll. OG down the lane, and he fumbled a right-hand layup. Offensive rebound. Robinson forced a pass inside to Towns, and he banked it in. 1-point lead.
I thought I heard a whistle. Did you?
No.
Okay, all right. Our producer, Ray Santiago, heard it. But all right, phantom whistle, and we play on.
Once again, I'm outnumbered. Tatum, left wing, marked by Brunson. Tatum muscles him to the left elbow, pull-up jumper wide open, and a friendly front rim roll for Tatum. Bounced off the iron twice and then dropped for a 27-26 lead.
The Celtics are making sure that they have good spacing with this particular lineup and letting their guys play one-on-one.
Brunson, middle of the paint, defended by Pritchard. Floater is good to give the Knicks a 1-point lead.
And he's raising his hands as if there was contact, and I would agree with him.
7 lead changes in this game.
Legal screen by Peyton Pritchard, but okay.
This is not a typical Knicks-Celtics matchup. Tatum straight on 3 over Towns, buries it. 30-28 Boston, and Jason Tatum off the dribble took advantage of Karl-Anthony Towns.
Well, for as good as Jason Tatum has been to start this first quarter, this defense has allowed the Knicks to get what they want as well.
And Anunoby looking for a right wing 3. Too strong. Long rebound snatched by Porzingis as we hit the final minute of the first. Celtics ball up by 2. Tatum walk up, long left wing 3. Nailed another one. That's a 30-footer. And Tatum, after missing his first 2, has drilled his next 2 and a 5-point Boston lead.
2 of 4 from the three-point line is one Jason Tatum.
Brunson pick and roll with Robinson at the foul line. Pulls up, got met by Tatum, passed off, and it's picked off by Pritchard. 8 straight points for Jason Tatum. Pritchard, contested left wing 3, got it. They're just launching them, and they're hitting them. That's how the Celtics do it, and they have rattled off 9 straight points to take an 8-point lead. Half a minute left in the first. Brunson up top for Towns at the logo. Drives, kicks, Brunson left wing back to Towns near side baseline. Posting up Horford near side. In the lane, running jump hook. Met by Porzingis, and he missed it short. Rebound Tatum. He slowly works his way across midcourt from left to right. 10 seconds left in this first quarter. 7 lead changes, but the Celtics have established an 8-point lead. Top of the arc, Tatum, step back, left wing 3 over Towns. Got another one. Deja vu indeed. The Celtics have averaged double-digit leads after the first quarter. It continues again. Tatum with 11 straight points and an 11-point Celtic lead as some boos come out here at MSG. 12-0 Boston run, 39-28 heading to the second quarter.
They managed that 2-for-1 perfectly down the stretch of that last 2 minutes. The Knicks were right there, and then the barrage of three-point shooting by the Celtics. Karl-Anthony Towns has been involved as the primary defender a bunch already in this one.
You said 2-for-1, more like a 6-for-1.
Yeah, that's fair.
39-28, Celtics lead the Knicks. They were hanging around for a bit, and they're going to have to bounce back again. You're listening to New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
The first place to talk hoops every weekday morning is the starting lineup with Frank Isola and Brian Scalabrine.
Overrated? Do you watch the guy play? He's unstoppable.
They're breaking down all the latest from the association.
I think he's a baller, and I think people would give up assets to get a guy like that.
Along with some laughs.
Kevin Durant, you need to get married and be miserable like the rest of us. Reprimanding the fans for booing. It's like, come on, man.
The starting lineup, weekday mornings from 7 to 10 Eastern. Only on SiriusXM NBA Radio, Channel 86, and the SiriusXM app.
Fantasy Sports Radio is helping you win your fantasy leagues right now on Channel 87.
Say goodbye, home run Aaron Judge.
From in-season fantasy baseball management to helping you prepare for your fantasy football drafts, Fantasy Sports Radio is here to help you dominate.
Don't ever take a player that you don't intend to keep all year. Don't do it. It's terrible management.
Fantasy Sports Radio, your home for fantasy sports. Channel 87 and on the SiriusXM app.
No one brings you the passion of the beautiful game quite like SiriusXM FC.
Would you believe this?
Whether it's live matches from the EPL, MLS, the NWSL, or the UEFA Champions League.
This is sensational!
Or live talk shows featuring the sport's most entertaining experts.
You don't get to say, I don't feel like making that play right now. You make the play.
It's the world of soccer at your fingertips.
How mouth-watering is that?
SiriusXM FC, channel 157 in the car, and streaming on the SiriusXM app.
Hey, Jim Rome here. What's cracking?
Hi.
Hope you're enjoying the game, and when you're not taking in a game, find us on Sirius Channel 161, XM Channel 206. In fact, we'll be there every weekday afternoon, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. If you've got something you want to break down from this game, you know where to find us. Just make sure you have it taken, don't suck.
Step your game up.
That has never changed. In fact, the show has never changed. We're just back home, and it's great to be there. Sirius 161, XM 206. See you there.
9-28, Celtics lead the Knicks. It was a 1-point Knick lead with 2 minutes to go in the quarter when Karl Anthony Towns made a layup off of a Mitchell Robinson offensive rebound. Then with 104 seconds to go in the first quarter, Tatum hit a 2-point jumper, which would start an 11-0 run in just over 90 seconds. It was an avalanche, and the Celtics have an 11-point lead as we begin the second quarter in Game 4, which the Knicks desperately need.
At no point do the Knicks expect this one to be easy. I thought that was one of their best first quarters in this matchup, despite trailing by 11, as you mentioned. Now, here's what you have to live with. The Celtics are 4 of 5 from the 2-point field goals, but of 9 of 14 from the 3-point line. Now, do you think they'll shoot 64% in this second quarter? I don't, but we'll see what happens.
I'm not answering that. Al Horford will bring the ball up and hand off to Peyton Pritchard. Celtics from left to right in white, Knicks in their statement navy blue uniforms. Understandably, the crowd has been forced out of it with the 11 unanswered from the combination of Tatum and Pritchard end of the quarter. Driving kick from Tatum to the right corner, poked out of bounds by Towns with 6 to shoot. The Knicks have Payne, McBride, Bridges, and then the double big lineup with Towns and Robinson. Celtics with Pritchard, Holiday, Tatum, Horford, and Cornette. Horford and Cornette were almost played off the floor by Towns and Robinson in Game 2. See if that continues here. Tom Thibodeau is on the court yelling, get up on Mitchell Robinson. He listens and forces a tough 3-point miss by Pritchard. McBride near wing. Back up top to Mikal Bridges. Screen from Towns, matched up with Cornette now. Bridges, left elbow, met by Cornette. They'll post up Towns near block on Tatum. Leans in, righty jump hook. Blocked out of bounds by Horford, and they will call a goaltend. Mitchell Irvin from midcourt saw it. Scott Foster was surrounded by 7-footers, so he didn't get a good look.
Is that what you want to blame it on?
That's a 2-point basket and a 9-point game.
I think he was just so locked in on catching this basketball and not hitting him in the face.
So Towns has 6. Brunson with the team high 9. But Tatum and White a combined 29 points for Boston. Tatum at midcourt, guarded by Bridges. Screen from Horford, and then a reach-in kick by Karl Anthony Towns, who's going to be forced to match up with Tatum one-on-one.
I'm really curious about how these screens are going to be adjudicated, because some of these guys are getting deep, and I feel like Al Horford is moving his feet and sticking his butt out in the whole bit.
That's kind of his thing. Everybody loves Al Horford, but he does not set legal screens. Peyton Pritchard at midcourt gets a screen and a pick and slip, in fact, from Holiday. Now they get Tatum the ball, far elbow, defended by Bridges, poked it free, and Payne snatches it away. Payne on the move from right to left. He'll take a right wing three. Too strong. Rebound Robinson tipped over to Towns. Step back corner three. Short. Rebound Mitchell Robinson. Spins away from pressure. Finds McBride. Right wing triple. It's good. Oh, Deuce McBride right when the Knicks need it. It's a 6-point game, 90 seconds into the second quarter.
If I'm honest, my eyes are bugging out of my head at each of those shots until Deuce hits one, and the Knicks are shooting 38% from three. Much better than what we saw the totality of Game 3.
They got 3 cracks at it from downtown. McBride finally came through. 39-33 Boston. Tatum backing down McBride. Foul line jumper on a step back. No good. They'll give Tatum that shot all night. And Towns gets the rebound.
These are important non-Derek White minutes for the Knicks.
Towns motors ahead. Alley-oop to Robinson. Way over his head. He tipped it with his fingertips, though, off the backboard and then got fouled by Tatum. McBride missed a left corner three, and half the fans didn't know the whistle had blown. 2 minutes into the second quarter. Knicks were down 11. Now they're back within 6.
Now, Kat, you are a fellow big, and I'm sure you've had some oops come to you that were like, I know I'm big, but I'm not that big. What in the world was that pass to Mitchell Robinson?
He's used to Rudy Gobert, who's about the same size, but that would have been over Manute Bol. Left wing, it is Deuce McBride. 10 to go in the second. Baseline drive on Pritchard. He's sealed off. Keeps dribbling to the right wing now. Screen from Towns. Horford defending McBride. Will take him to the foul line. Out to Payne. Wide open corner three. Short from the far side. Offensive rebound. Towns. Putback drops in. And the Knicks have brought it to a 4-point game. 9:40 to go. A 7-0 run.
Look, I love that Cameron Payne got that shot. But if I ever see Karl Anthony Towns posting up Payton Pritchard again and he don't get the ball, we're going to have problems.
Hop step in the lane for Brown. Drew a foul as he slipped through a double team. Missed the layup, but 2 free throws coming up. Play stops with 9:34 to go in the second quarter. It is 39-35 Boston as we get you tonight's owner of free throws, brought to you by Chumba Casino. The Knicks have not had the pleasure of taking one so far. Well, the Celtics are 4 of 7. Brown hits this one, so he's 2 for 3. We'll give him the de facto owner of free throws crown. It's brought to you by Chumba Casino, where any moment can be your moment with free daily login bonuses, serious prizes, and hundreds of online social casino-style games. Turn your free time into a good time with Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. Must be 21 or older. Terms and conditions apply. Celtics 40, Knicks 35. At the basket to our right. Brown's second foul shot is perfect. So a 6-point Boston lead, 9:34 to go in the second. We have seen 7 lead changes. The Celtics have led by as many as 11. The Knicks have led by 1 a handful of times. Bridges near side arc, trying to post up Towns on Horford. They get it to Cat near side mid-range. Brings him toward the paint. Spins baseline this time, and he banks one in, but an offensive foul is called. Maybe hooked him with the offhand, didn't get a good look at it. Let's see. Towns was starting toward the middle, then he spun with high elbows, and Horford got hit in the temple. So Towns has his first personal. Instead of an and one, it's a turnover.
I disagree with that. I think that's a basketball move for all the contact that Al Horford is offering as a defender. I mean, that's going to happen. He's taller than Al Horford.
6-point Celtic lead. They've got the ball from left to right in their white uniforms. Knicks in dark blue tonight.
That is an illegal screen.
Holiday had the ball poked away, tracked it down to the far baseline, reset with Brown, gets a screen, dribbles toward Robinson, lost the handle on the near wing. Horford asking for it left point. He'll take an open three and nails it. It is 44-35, back to a 9-point Boston lead.
A couple of illegal screens on that particular possession, but okay.
It's the Celtics' legacy. It started with Kevin Garnett, and I'm sure a lot of folks before my time. At the foul line, Bridges now into the paint, pulls up for 2. Very short from Mikal Bridges. Long outlet to Payton Pritchard, right wing into the front court. Spins on McBride, scoop right-hand layup, and it's back to an 11-point lead. 8.5 to go in the second.
This has been a physical quarter, particularly in the paint for Karl Anthony Towns.
Robinson passes to McBride up top, right elbow. McBride crosses the paint, pulls up for 2 off the back rim. Mitch with the offensive rebound. He was stripped by his teammate Towns, who steps on the left baseline. 8:13 to go in the second. Knicks give it away, trailing 46-35.
I tell you what, the Knicks cannot get a whistle. All these consecutive possessions? I get it, he stepped out of bounds, but not because he's not being pushed. Jeez.
7-0 Celtic run, and now a foul is called on Mitchell Robinson, reaching in to try to poke it away from Luke Cornett out high. That will allow Kristaps Porzingis to come into the game with 8:07 to go in the second. So it is Pritchard, Holiday, Brown, Horford, and Porzingis. Cornette comes out. Knicks still have Payne and McBride in the backcourt, with Bridges at the 3, and then Towns and Robinson the bigs.
McBride's got to take some pride in this defensive assignment in terms of guarding Pritchard.
Two guys who were considered for Sixth Man of the Year when the season began. Pritchard won it. McBride was not considered. Pritchard near corner, drives baseline on Towns, puts a shoulder into him, reverse layup, no. Porzingis, the tip follow. It's his first field goal since the series shifted to New York. And then he got a piece of the ball as he ran up floor, so they call him for a delay of game. The offensive rebounding simply cannot favor Boston if the Knicks want to win. And that was just the second one they've given up. They've got a 5-2 advantage, but it is a game-high 13-point lead for the Celtics. Campaign on the move, left wing, dribbles in a circle to get away from Holiday. Straight on three-pointer, short.
No legs on Campaign's jumper so far. He's had some bad misses.
And now he's getting posted up inside by Holiday. Long pass underneath the hoop, goes out of bounds over everybody's head. Brown threw it away. And the Knicks will take over, trying to snap a 9-0 Celtics run.
To your point on the rebound margin so far in this one, the Knicks clinging to a 1-rebound advantage in that category. They have not gotten to the free throw line, which you mentioned a little earlier in this quarter, and that to me is costly.
You know, Mikal Bridges has not made a free throw against the Celtics all year long. He's 0 for 1 regular season and playoffs. See if he gets aggressive to help the Knicks get back into this game. 7:31 left in the second quarter. It is Celtics 48, Knicks 35. New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
BetMGM, an official partner of the New York Knicks, has a special offer for you. Fans can get in on the second chance promotion every Friday. Make any first field goal bet, and if your player scores the second field goal, you'll get your stake back in cash. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York only. New and existing customer offer paid back in withdrawable funds. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Ever stop and think about how connected our city truly is? Bridges, rails, towers, all connected by steel, paint, and plain old hard work. We're the New York Structural Steel and Painters Contractors Association. Since 1974, we've worked alongside our skilled partners at Local Union 806 to keep New York's infrastructure safe, sturdy, and visually appealing. From iconic landmarks like the Brooklyn Bridge and the World's Fair Tent of Tomorrow to hidden gems in every borough, our crews protect New York's history with pride and precision. Every day, commuters on the Throgs Neck Bridge, subway riders, and drivers crossing countless overpasses depend on our expertise. We're quietly there, daily, making your journeys safer and smoother. We know it's more than paint. It's about protecting, preserving history, and respecting our city. At the New York Structural Steel and Painters Contractors Association, we don't merely construct buildings. We foster enduring relationships. Visit nySSPCA.net and see how we keep New York connected.
When your team's best players have all been traded and the latest pick is overrated, just raise a glass with a friend or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. May your team be great and your picks be true, and if it falls apart, you'll know what to do. Just raise a glass with a fan or two and tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. It's a crazy world, so what do? You tell them more, tell them more, tell them more do. Hey!
Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, 40% alcohol by volume, imported by William Grant & Sons, Inc., New York, New York.
Celtics 48, Knicks 35 with 7:31 to go in the second quarter of Game 4. If the Celtics win, well, then the home teams will still be winless in this series. Boston will take a 2-game win streak back home for Game 5 on Wednesday, and the series will, of course, be tied at 2 games apiece. The Knicks hoping to get a commanding 3-1 series lead after shocking the NBA world with back-to-back 20-point come-from-behind wins in Boston. Now, if the Knicks don't come back in this game, they trail by 13, still before the midway point of the second quarter. It would be their first ever 4-game home playoff losing streak in a single postseason. It has never happened to the Knicks before. They lost the last 2 games at home in the Pistons series, and of course did not win here on Saturday, so they're desperate to dig themselves out of a hole here. 7:31 to go in the second. They trail by 13, and will send McBride, Brunson, Bridges, Towns, and Robinson out to the floor against White, Holiday, Horford, Porzingis, and Brown. So these are non-Jason Tatum minutes. He's got 15 points in 14 minutes, 3 of 5 from downtown. The Celtics have only extended the lead. Knicks ball from right to left in the dark blues. Brunson was picked up full court by Holiday, but gets it ahead to Bridges' left wing. Screen from Robinson to get away from Brown. Drives on Porzingis, puts a shoulder into him. Pump fake in the restricted area, and a tough right-hand layup brings the Knicks back within 11.
As near as an opportunity to get to the free throw line as you're going to see from Mikal Bridges, right in the gut of the defense.
You're absolutely right. Good to see that aggression. We hoped to foreshadow heading into the break. Holiday, a very short miss on a right wing three off a screen. And here comes Bridges from right to left. Pick on the left wing from Robinson. Pull up two for Bridges. He hesitated in midair. Got his own miss and tipped it in off the backboard. 4 straight points for Bridges. It's a 9-point game.
It's a terrific wall of a screen by Mitchell Robinson.
Not sure what happened to Bridges. His legs did the Dick Barnett thing. Tucked into his rear end in midair. He thought maybe the shot was going to be blocked, but there was nobody near him. Brown backs up to have Towns one-on-one right wing. Drives across the paint, and his layup is blocked with the left hand. Bridges across midcourt, splits a double team, lost in the paint, got it up to Brunson, kick out to a wide open shooter. McBride for three, it's good from the far corner. What a run for the Knicks, 7 unanswered points. And they're back within 6. Timeout, Joe Mazzulla.
Transition basketball is so important to the way the Knicks play. I just cannot understate that. In the box score, they've only been given credit for 3 fast break points, but I know from watching this game, they have been able to score quickly by getting up the floor. That matters when they can catch the Celtics on their heels.
48-42, Boston still with the lead. It was 13 at one point, but now just 6. And Deuce McBride has come to play since the series shifted to New York. 2 for 2 from downtown. He is now 7 of 12 from beyond the arc in the series. 6-point deficit for the Knicks, but they've got momentum. You're listening to New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York and the MST Radio Network.
Here's what's happening on Sirius XM Sports.
The Boston Celtics look to even up their playoff series with the New York Knicks 2 games all. Sirius XM NBA Radio has live play-by-play coverage, followed by Game 4 out west between the Warriors and T-Wolves, who lead that series 2-1. Plus, Dallas won the NBA Draft Lottery. NBA Radio, Channel 86, and the Sirius XM app.
Sirius XM Sports. Wherever you are, your team plays here.
The first place to talk hoops every weekday morning is the starting lineup with Frank Isola and Brian Scalabrine.
Overrated? Do you watch the guy play? He's unstoppable.
They're breaking down all the latest from the association.
I think he's a baller, and I think people would give up assets to get a guy like that.
Along with some laughs.
Kevin Durant, you need to get married and be miserable like the rest of us. Reprimanding the fans for booing. It's like, come on, man.
The starting lineup, weekday mornings from 7 to 10 Eastern. Only on Sirius XM NBA Radio, Channel 86, and the Sirius XM app.
No one brings you the passion of the beautiful game quite like SiriusXM FC.
Would you believe this?
Whether it's live matches from the EPL, MLS, the NWSL, or the UEFA Champions League.
This is sensational!
Or live talk shows featuring the sport's most entertaining experts.
You don't get to say, I don't feel like making that play right now. You make the play.
It's the world of soccer at your fingertips.
How mouth-watering is that?
SiriusXM FC, channel 157 in the car, and streaming on the SiriusXM app.
Fantasy Sports Radio is helping you win your fantasy leagues right now on Channel 87.
Say goodbye, home run Aaron Judge.
From in-season fantasy baseball management to helping you prepare for your fantasy football drafts, Fantasy Sports Radio is here to help you dominate.
Don't ever take a player that you don't intend to keep all year. Don't do it. It's terrible management.
Fantasy Sports Radio, your home for fantasy sports. Channel 87 and on the Sirius XM app.
48-42, Celtics lead the Knicks with 6:21 to go in the second quarter. Mary J. Blige is here in a Knicks jersey and cap. Die hard. Just kidding. She wasn't wearing anything.
I was about to say, what picture were you looking at? Because Mary J. looked fine, baby. She looked good. Come on, aging beautifully.
No argument here. A 7-0 Knick run. 4 straight points from Mikal Bridges and then a wide-open 3 for Deuce McBride off a great feed from Jalen Brunson, who has a game-high 4 assists about a quarter and a half into the game. Can they keep it going, though? Joe Mazzulla starting in Game 3, and really toward the end of Game 2, he's been a lot better calling quick timeouts in an attempt to take the wind out of the Knicks' sails. With the fans here on a rally towel night are waving them high and proud, hoping for a Game 4 win. Celtics led by 13. It's now 6. They've got Holiday, White, Brown, Tatum, and Porzingis. So Tatum checking back in. Knicks have Brunson, McBride, Towns, Robinson, and Bridges. White up top, switched onto by Robinson, picked up his dribble. Towns sagged into the paint for some reason. It leaves a wide open left wing shooter, Brown, and he missed it.
He sagged into the paint because he wanted Jalen Brunson to switch out and go guard Brown so he could guard Porzingis.
Good quick pass to take advantage by the Celtics, but they couldn't nail the three. Towns in the paint, right hand layup, good around Porzingis. Towns winds up on the deck. It's a 4-point game. Cats got 10 to lead the Knicks, a 9-0 run. Tatum left alone on the left wing, and he makes the Knicks pay with a triple. He's 4 of 6 from downtown, 18 points in 15 minutes, and the lead is back to 7.
As much as you anticipated Jalen Brunson big game, Jason Tatum has not had one of his signature performances either.
He had a 17-point half in Game 3, 18 points already with 5:20 to go before the break. Robinson at the circle, hands to Towns left wing, marked by Tatum, dribbles toward the corner. Now tries a baseline drive, runs over White, whistle blows, offensive foul. There was only 2 seconds on the shot clock, so Towns didn't have many alternatives. And that is his second personal with 5:16 to go in the second. Celtics ball up by 7.
I understand Karl-Anthony Towns' frustration. Truly, I do. But this is the moment where he's going to have to rise above it because he's so important. He's been terrific on the glass already tonight, and he's just got to keep working at it. Eventually, he's going to get a whistle.
He said that Tatum was pushing off on him before he nailed White. Now Porzingis catches left block. He's double teamed. Has 2 options to pass to. He'll choose Derek White. That's a good choice, but he misses a right wing 3. Offensive rebound Porzingis. White will drive past Towns on the baseline and draws his 3rd foul before missing a layup. 4:58 to go in the first half. 7-point lead for Boston, and the fans are letting out some boos, I believe, toward the officiating crew.
Something about the way Cat picks up fouls, though. They are usually in quick succession. And you saw this one unfolding not in the best way for the Knicks.
They finally saw Derek White miss a shot. He was 4 of 4 from downtown before that misfire. And Mitchell Robinson, who had just checked out, is going to have to come right back in for Towns. And White rims out the first free throw. Maybe the hot start is over for Derek White. Towns out, Robinson in. 3 personals on Cat. Josh Hart playing with 2 will come back into the game for Deuce McBride.
As Cat goes to the bench, he's 5 of 8 from the field, which is actually pretty good in terms of his opportunities. 0 for 2 from 3, but he has 8 rebounds and 10 points. I totally get his frustrations, but he's going to have to keep playing through it. And now you probably won't see him for the rest of this half for sure, but he's hugely important to this ball game.
He really does get a rough whistle, and I'd like to think that's not just because we're the Knicks broadcasters. Brunson up top, pick and slip with Robinson, dribbles to the foul line, pulls up, pump fake, double team, picked up his dribble, now gets it back to midcourt with Bridges. Clean lane on the left side baseline, pulls up for a fadeaway, missed it over Porzingis, and the rebound handled by Brown. Celtics ball up by 8 again. From left to right they go. Porzingis runs over Brunson, no call. Brown traveled, that's not called either. Porzingis for 3, too strong from the right wing, and Hart gets the board.
Knicks are still hanging on to an advantage in the rebounding category, 19-15.
Hart on the high side wing, out to Anunoby. He'll take a far corner 3, and he knocks it down. OG went to the tunnel with an apparent injury a few moments ago. He's healthy, and he's hitting. Knicks are back within 5.
So with this lineup, everybody can switch just about, except for Jalen Brunson would be ideal. Robinson, Bridges, Anunoby, and Hart.
Holiday drives left side of the paint, stopped by Robinson, kick out to Tatum, drive and dish left wing. Holiday does the same to a wide open Jaylen Brown, and he nails a far corner 3 in front of his bench. And just like that, it's an 8-point lead. 3:49 remaining in the second. You're right, Monica. The Celtics are not shooting 60% from 3 in the second half, but they're still at 55% for the game. The second quarter,
I really like the way that the Knicks are responding. The Celtics are going to hit threes. You got to keep playing.
Brunson can't hit a step-back right wing triple. Offensive rebound. Robinson finds Bridges left wing 3. Very short. And Brown gets the rebound. Bridges is 4 of 10. You like that he's shooting. The confidence can sometimes ebb and flow as Brown drives the lane, missed a layup and a late whistle and a foul call on Robinson on the initial drive, not the putback. So 3:22 left in the second. 2 more free throws for Brown. Robinson picks up his second foul. It is 55-47 Celtics.
Sure would be nice if Karl-Anthony Towns could get some of those late whistles after the fact.
Right. He's usually bigger than the guy who's defending him, so Sometimes tough to see all the contact. Knicks have been called for 10 fouls. The Celtics just 3. And Brown front rims the first free throw. Total Ortho Express is a state-of-the-art orthopedic care center with 4 Long Island locations. They're open 7 days a week with extended hours so that their patients have convenient and immediate access to the care they need. Learn more at TotalOrthoExpress.com. Brown at the line at the basket to our right. He's got 11 points. White has 15 and Tatum has 18. Brown gets a friendly roll on the second. So it's a 9-point Celtic advantage. They've led by as many as 13. The Knicks have had 3 separate leads by exactly 1 point. Brunson and Robinson pick and roll out high. Brunson at the foul line looking to pass. Finds a wide open left corner shooter, Josh Hart. Missed it short. Another offensive rebound for Robinson, and he draws a foul on Kristaps Porzingis. And a sarcastic cheer from the fans as the Knicks finally get a call.
Maybe, just like sometimes you see a basket go in and opens up takes the lid off the basket, maybe that'll take the lid off the whistles as far as the Knicks getting fouled.
Interesting. It was the second team foul of the game on Boston. The other fouls have been on the offensive end. Hart will hand off to Anunoby, sets a screen for him, left wing. OG pushes over Hart, takes a step back three-pointer, missed it short. Another offensive rebound for Robinson. Kick out to Bridges at the logo Brunson. Left side baseline, Hart spins into Brown, and he's blocked out of bounds by Tatum with 6 on the shot clock and 2:52 on the game clock.
I'm not sure why Mitchell Robinson isn't going straight back up with a putback. He's not even looking at the rim.
My only guess is they're going to tackle him to make him shoot free throws. They've done that.
Well, give me an and one. Give me the 2 points and then 1 free throw. Whatever happens, happens.
That's a good point. Left angle 3 for Bridges. Front iron. Long rebound out of the reach of Hart. Brown had it. Midcourt outlet to Tatum. Comes loose. He and Brunson get tangled up. It should have been an initial foul on Brunson. They missed that, but then they called Tatum for grabbing him on the loose ball scramble. So the Knicks will take over, and Tatum picks up his second foul.
A little home cooking. I'm not mad at it.
And Brunson hip-checked Tatum, and the ball came free. And then as they both raced for it, it was a more easily visible grab from Tatum on the left wrist of Brunson. Any way you can get a momentum swing, the Knicks will take it. 2:39 left in the first half. They're down by 9. 14 fouls on New York, 3 on Boston. Brunson right wing. He got hit in the face by Drew Holiday. And now both teams are in the bonus. 2:31 left in the second. So you may see Joe Mazzulla think about being extra handsy on Mitchell Robinson. Of course, any more fouls will send him to the line. Tom Thibodeau maybe had the same thought. He was going to send Karl Anthony Towns in, but Towns has 3 fouls. So he's going to get Precious Achiuwa into the game instead. So Robinson will come out of the game. He gets a nice round of applause, and it's well-deserved because he has pulled down 4 offensive rebounds in just 13 minutes.
I really like what Robinson has brought to the table. I wonder if Tibbs will go back to him at the 2-minute mark.
Brunson left point to the corner for Hart. Skip pass, Anunoby out high, waits for Brown, pump fake, drives into the lane to the dunker spot. Achiuwa misses a tentative floater from the far block with Porzingis lurking. Tatum from left to right. Celtics ball up by 9. He's got Achiuwa on him. Far side mid-range half spin, turns into a baseline jumper, hits the front rim, but it's tipped in by Kristaps Porzingis.
That was really good defense by Precious Achiuwa. Unfortunate that the Knicks couldn't close out with the defensive rebound.
It's just 5-second chance points for Boston, but of course they all hurt exponentially. Brunson misses a contested floater in the middle of the paint.
Contested? A foul?
Yeah, Holiday put a shoulder into him and then lost his balance in the front court. Knicks couldn't take advantage. White drives down the lane, and he got fouled there by Brunson on the pass-off, but it will be free throws anyway because the Knicks are in the penalty. We've hit the final 2 minutes of the half. It was exactly at this point in the first quarter that the Celtics scored 11 unanswered points to take a Knick lead and make it a 9-point deficit. It's an 11-point deficit right now. So you simply cannot let it get any worse.
With that in mind, Mitchell Robinson is coming back into this ball game. I sure would love to see that double stagger play that got him that dunk earlier in the second quarter off of a Jalen Brunson assist.
White cans the first free throw. He's 4 of 6 from the line, 4 of 5 from downtown. 16 points, led only by Jason Tatum's 18. So Achiuwa comes out. Robinson will come in. Knicks have missed their last 8 shots from the field. Jalen Brunson's found a little bit more efficiency. He's 4 of 8. And he's got 5 assists. But 3-point shooting, as the Celtics always bank on, it's going their way. They're 12 of 22 from 3. That's 55%. And the Knicks aren't terrible. They're 32%. But when you're only shooting 22 of them, it's tough to keep up.
Here's the thing, though, that's important to me is the compete level and the way that the Knicks have so far been able to keep this ball game within striking distance, right? They've got to continue to stay attached as this lead is now 13, which I believe is the largest lead we've seen in the course of the game.
And it is. The Knicks have not taken any free throws yet. 95 seconds to go in the first half.
I'm sure at halftime that's going to be a little bit of a discussion.
Brunson, foul line pump fake. Tatum doesn't bite. Right wing Bridges defended by White. Can anybody beat a Celtic off the dribble? Baseline drive for Bridges, feeds a cutting Brunson. Took a hit from Holiday, almost banked it in from the far side mid-range. And the first free throws of the game are coming up for the Knicks.
That is, listen, I understand that we're a Knicks broadcast, but I know that the Celtics are a stout defensive unit, worthy of praise. But 1:20 to go in the second quarter, your first free throws? With Karl Anthony Towns on the floor, with Jalen Brunson on the floor, with Josh Hart even for that matter, I find that a little bit curious in this one. Not to mention, if you look at points in the paint, great call by our producer, 24 points in the paint for the Knicks and 10 points in the paint for the Celtics. So really, this is the first set of free throws? Oh, man.
I don't know who's more incensed by this trend, Tom Thibodeau or our producer, Ray Santiago. Brunson made the first foul shot. Al Horford will check in for Luke Cornett. Bodega Cat Whiskey is a deliciously smooth rye whiskey founded by Mark Norman and Sam Morrill. Get 10% off your first order with promo code New York at bodegacatwhiskey.com or grab a bottle at the Wine Guy in Smithtown. And for the year, because the Celtics shot a record amount of threes, they were one of the worst teams at drawing fouls in the NBA. They have found a way to do so with regularity here tonight. Second foul shot for Brunson. Connects at the basket to our left. It's an 11-point game. 80 seconds remain in the opening half. Neither team has a foul to give. Tatum waiting at midcourt, watched by Anunoby. Porzingis a high ball screen. Pick and roll. Down the lane, Tatum met by Brunson. Blocked by Robinson, but a goaltend. Impressive just to get there on recovering defense.
Was that a goaltend? I don't think that ball was coming down, but maybe it's just our angle. I think he got it at the apex. I'm surprised the Knicks aren't looking at this. Oh, I got the glass. All right, we see that other angle.
Just barely hit the backboard. So again, a game-high 13-point lead for the Celtics. 1:05 to go in the second quarter. Knicks have the starting 5 minus Towns plus Robinson on the floor. Cat's got 3 personals. Bridges, high side wing, defended by Tatum. Inside-out dribble, almost lost it. Got it back, baseline drive around Horford in the lane. Jumps to pass, finds Hart. Attacks the right elbow, then stops attacking as he's met by Horford. Baseline drive near side, Bridges inside to Robinson. Asking a lot for him to handle that inside, and Porzingis took it away.
In such a tight space.
Tatum left wing. Hart on him. Hart reached in. Almost looked like an intentional foul, but it comes to Tatum at the logo, and he airballs it straight on 3.
Good defense there by Josh Hart. Not to foul on that 3, obviously, with 31 seconds to go in this second half, but to stay in front and be bothersome.
I almost expected that one to go in for Tatum. He was abysmal in Boston, but he has lit up the real Garden in 2 games so far. 62-49, Celtics over the Knicks. New York can't go 2 for 1, 20 to play, 10 to shoot. Brunson crossing over but not going anywhere. Midcourt gets a screen from Hart. Up top against Horford. Falls down and draws a foul. So Al Horford is hit with his first personal. He's looking around asking what he did wrong. That might be a foot foul, as Brunson will get 2 foul shots with 11.8 to go before halftime.
In this caliber of ball game, I actually do think that there's nothing here. Jalen Brunson just trips. But in this ball game, when the Knicks have only shot 1 pair of free throws, let the whistle stand. Let the foul stand.
His right foot went into Horford's right foot. Horford wasn't really moving. But you can still call that a trip, and they did. Crowd has been silenced again here at MSG as Brunson hits another free throw. So he's 3 for 3, 12 points. I mentioned the 3-point frequency. The Knicks are actually keeping pace in terms of attempts with the Celtics so far, which is a pretty good sign. They've made 5 fewer on 1 fewer attempt. So muted MVP chance for Brunson. He gets both again. It's an 11-point game, but the Celtics can hold for the final shot before halftime.
The Knicks got to stay sound and connected here. They really want to have a stop to end the quarter. That gives you good momentum.
White hands to Brown. Step back, left wing pump fake. Gets Hart in the air, throws it up, and he gets the Tim Hardaway treatment. No foul call, and halftime is upon us with the Celtics leading the Knicks by 11. If you'd like to go game by game, the Knicks trailed by 16 at this point in Game 1, came back to win. Trailed by 9 at halftime in Game 2, came back to win. And they were down 25 here on Saturday, and of course that was too much to overcome. So, Celtics 62, Knicks 51. Pat O'Keefe will break down the first half for you and get you ready for the third quarter. New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
This copyrighted broadcast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA.
Hear that? That's the beginning of a journey powered by the confidence that comes from driving a vehicle so reliable, it's backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Where your journey ends? Well, that's up to you. Visit your local Kia dealer today. Kia, movement that inspires.
See retailer for warranty details. Always drive safely. Limited inventory available.
If you think with your stomach, it's time to listen to your ears. Smashburger is calling you, sizzling for you, smashing 100% Angus beef patties, all for you. The burgers are hot, the milkshakes are cold, the fries are crisp, and the next order up should and could be calling your name. But only if you listen to me, and your stomach, and your heart. Find the nearest Smashburger at smashburger.com. Grand Marnier is an award-winning blend of fine cognac and orange liqueur. It's made for those who live to step outside the box, who like to put a twist on the traditional and believe in a world that's not just good, but grand. Visit grandmarnier.com to learn how to take cocktails from ordinary to extraordinary and live grand. Grand Marnier liqueur, 40% alcohol by volume, 80 proof. Copyright 2022, Campari America, New York, New York. Drink with style. Always drink responsibly.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection, one that helps better their everyday through the things they value most: friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
To win the NBA Finals, everything needs to line up perfectly. No different than finding the person you want to marry. When the time comes to propose, well, do what I did. Visit the engagement experts at London Jewelers. They'll make shopping for a ring easy. Let them help you pick or design the perfect ring to fit any budget from their 2 by London collection. London Jewelers is committed to getting it just right. So visit London Jewelers today at any of their 6 locations, including Americana Manhasset and the mall at Short Hills. Mention I told you to stop by. You'll get the Michael K treatment.
Stay in the game with Amazon Pickup, the MVP of package pickup options. The easy and secure way to grab your orders on your schedule. Whether you're hustling between work, home, or your game day spot, choose Amazon Locker or Counter for secure and convenient pickup. At checkout, simply select the pickup location that works best for you. Amazon Pickup is a slam dunk. It's the worry-free option, all at no extra cost. Find your nearest pickup location at amazon.com/pickup MVP. That's amazon.com/pickup MVP.
This is the Spectrum New York Knicks halftime show. Now, here's Pat O'Keefe.
Halftime of Game 4 here at Madison Square Garden. Knicks finding themselves in a familiar position. They are trailing, but it's 62-51, as we've got a game that so far has included 2 ties and 8 lead changes. And we welcome you to the New York Knicks halftime report, brought to you by Spectrum. 11-point deficit for the Knicks. Now, they have trailed at the half in all 4 games of this series, and they've won 2 of the first 3. Game 1, they were down by 16 at the half. Game 2, they were down by 9. And in Game 3, they were down by 25. That is certainly not the story here tonight. A much more competitive game, as the Knicks once again did get off to a slow start, but they immediately battled back in that first quarter. grabbed a lead, played with it for a little while. It wasn't until a late run to close the first quarter by the Boston Celtics gave them an 11-point lead after one. In fact, it was a 12-0 run to end the first quarter. You could really argue that's the difference in the game so far. The Knicks had led 28-27 late in the first quarter, and then Jason Tatum hit back-to-back three-pointers. Peyton Pritchard hit a three, and then Tatum hit one more with 0.5 of a second to go. This Boston team is so good at closing quarters. So after the Knicks had led by one late in the first, they were actually down by 11 after the first quarter, 39-28. Second quarter was played evenly. The Celtics' largest lead so far has been 13. The Knicks have not led by more than 1 point at all tonight. They're down by 11 at the half. Time now for the best parts of the half, brought to you by Smashburger.
Celtics ball up by 2. Holiday and Porzingis pick and roll. Kick out to the far corner for Brown. Backing down. Hart ball was poked away. Got it back with 5. Sets up in the far corner. Baseline drive. Step back 2 in the corner. Very short. Great defense from Josh Hart. Knicks can tire, take the lead. Hart from right to left. In the lane. Kick out. Anunoby. Left corner 3 for the lead. It's good.
And that was the Knicks' first lead of the game. OG Anunoby's 3 capping an 11-0 run. Boston, as mentioned, came out hot again. They led 16-6. The Knicks scored 8 in a row. The Celtics called a timeout. Out of that timeout was that Anunoby three-pointer to make it 17-16. The teams traded the leads for a few minutes in the first quarter before the Celtics closed that first period on that 12-0 run. That was the best parts of the half, brought to you by Smashburger. With locations throughout the New York City area, Smashburger is ready to greet you with a variety of smash-to-order burgers, fries and sides, milkshakes, and more. To find your nearest location or to place an order today, visit smashburger.com. Pat O'Keefe with you at the Garden on the New York Knicks halftime report. Celtics lead the Knicks 62-51 at the break. The Knicks shooting 42.6% from the field and 32% from downtown. Meanwhile, Boston, a 54% first half, and once again, they have knocked down half of their three-point attempts. They are 12 for 24, and that includes a blistering 9 for 14 from downtown in the first quarter. They were just 3 out of 10 in the second. A big difference in this game is the Knicks are not converting some makeable field goal attempts. Mikal Bridges has 9 points. He's 4 for 11 from the field. He's getting to his spot a couple of times and getting himself shots that he normally makes. Several of them have frustratingly gone in and out. So there are some makeable opportunities for Bridges, for Jalen Brunson, and for Karl-Anthony Towns. Towns has 10 points and 8 rebounds. It was a bit of a frustrating end to the first half for Karl-Anthony Towns as he picked up 2 offensive fouls and then a defensive foul, sending him to the bench with 3 personal fouls with about 4 minutes to go in the first half. Mitchell Robinson has played big minutes off the bench, 14 minutes and 42 seconds. He's got 4 offensive rebounds. He also caught a lob and threw it down, courtesy of a Jalen Brunson feed. He has had a big impact. The Celtics have not been able to get into their hack-a-Mitch strategy. Tom Thibodeau is playing that very well. The Celtics did not get into the penalty until late in the first quarter. So Robinson was able to play most of the first quarter, and then the same thing happened in the second quarter. Remember, under 2 minutes to go in any quarter, you cannot do the hack-a-Mitch. If you foul him away from the ball, then it's 1 free throw for any Knick on the floor, and the Knicks retain possession of the basketball. So they weren't able to do that. Robinson did not go to the free throw line in the first half. There is a large discrepancy in free throws, however. The Celtics are 10 for 15, and the Knicks are 4 for 4. Now, the Celtics, normally a very good free throw shooting team, have missed a few, and that has helped keep the Knicks in this one. The Knicks, Jalen Brunson is the only player on New York to have gone to the free throw line, and he has made all 4 of his attempts. Rep the orange and blue with the latest pieces from the Knicks playoff collection. Head to Knicks.com to shop now. Pat O'Keefe with you at halftime at the Garden, where the Celtics lead the Knicks 62-51. Knicks doing a good job on the boards, led by Robinson and Towns. Again, Towns played 18 minutes. Robinson played nearly 15 minutes in the first half. They have collectively 13 rebounds and 7 on the offensive glass. The Knicks have 22 rebounds. The Celtics have 20. Boston with 7 assists, while the Knicks are sharing the ball pretty well. 11 assists for the Knicks, 5 of those for Jalen Brunson, and 3 of those for Josh Hart. The Celtics are once again really keying on Jalen Brunson, and he's showing good patience, finding open looks for his teammates. Bridges, McBride on several occasions. Again, there have been several makeable baskets that have not been converted for the Knicks in the first half. If they can turn that around here in the second half, it could make a huge difference with the Knicks only trailing by 11. Stay in the know about all things postseason on our playoff hub. From purchasing tickets to our Crosstown Express schedule and more, head to Knicks.com/playoffs. Jason Tatum, a big first half for Boston. He's a plus 11 in the 20 minutes that he played, and he has a game-high 20 points. Derek White came out and knocked down 4 threes in the first quarter alone. He has 17 points, and Jaylen Brown, not a huge factor. He's got 12 on 3 for 9 shooting. So the Knicks in it, down 11 at the half as they trail 62-51. And that was the New York Knicks halftime report, brought to you by Spectrum, a fast and reliable connection backed by a 100% U.S.-based workforce, so you get the best customer service experience possible. Spectrum. Second half coming up from Madison Square Garden with Tyler Murray and Monica McNutt. And I'll be back with you on the post-game show. Celtics lead the Knicks at halftime of Game 4, 62-51. I'm Pat O'Keefe, and you're listening to New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
This has been the Spectrum New York Knicks halftime show. The second half is coming right up.
Find out who will lift the FA Cup trophy this weekend on SiriusXM FC. Crystal Palace are 90 minutes away from their first FA Cup title.
Eze into the area, right-footed shot, slams it in!
In their path is a dangerous Manchester City side keen on salvaging their season.
Oh, Kevin De Bruyne, that is simply sensational.
It's the FA Cup final, Palace versus City, Saturday at 11:30 Eastern on SiriusXM FC, channel 157 in the car, and on the SiriusXM app.
What's up, Celtic fans? It's Brian Scalabrine. You can hear me every weekday morning with Frank Isola on the starting lineup on NBA Radio, Channel 86. Can the Celtics even the series in New York and take Game 4 tonight? We'll break it down for you tomorrow morning, 7 to 10 a.m. Eastern.
Jason Tatum, they don't get near him, so he takes another 3 and hits it. And that's how you quiet the crowd.
It's the starting lineup with Frank Isola and me every weekday morning all year long on NBA Radio, Channel 86 and the SiriusXM app, and on video on the NBA app.
Fantasy Sports Radio is helping you win your fantasy leagues right now on Channel 87.
Say goodbye, home run Aaron Judge.
From in-season fantasy baseball management to helping you prepare for your fantasy football drafts, Fantasy Sports Radio is here to help you dominate.
Don't ever take a player that you don't intend to keep all year. Don't do it. It's terrible management.
Fantasy Sports Radio, your home for fantasy sports. Channel 87 and on the SiriusXM app.
No one brings you the passion of the beautiful game quite like SiriusXM FC.
Would you believe this?
Whether it's live matches from the EPL, MLS, the NWSL, or the UEFA Champions League.
This is sensational!
Or live talk shows featuring the sport's most entertaining experts.
You don't get to say, I don't feel like making that play right now. You make the play.
It's the world of soccer at your fingertips.
How mouth-watering is that?
SiriusXM FC, channel 157 in the car, and streaming on the SiriusXM app. Bye.
Well, if this is truly a must-win game for the Knicks to avoid letting that 2-0 series lead slip back to even, well, these are 2 must-win quarters. They are down 62-51 as we begin the third quarter. Let's pause 10 seconds to allow stations to identify themselves on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
NBA Radio on Sirius XM is available on your connected devices. Listen at home anytime you want with Amazon Alexa, Google Assistant, or however you stream in the house. Dork.
Alongside Monica McNutt, I'm Tyler Murray. Tyler Freed is our statistician. We've got Rachel Haggerty on the ones and twos. Want to wish a happy birthday to Gary Jeffries, who's been our engineer for a good amount of this season. Apparently his wife surprised him with a special party here tonight. It's a nice round number for Gary, but I promise you, the age that he just turned today, you wouldn't guess it. You wouldn't have guessed it by 20 years. So looking forward to working with Gary very soon.
I would have guessed it. You look great, Gary.
I meant like he's younger than he looks.
No, I know how it works with folks that look like me and Gary. I know his age.
There's something about it doesn't do a certain thing.
Correct.
62-51. Celtics lead the Knicks at the half. Get to your local Verizon store today to trade in any phone in any condition guaranteed and get a great deal on a new 5G phone with unlimited ultimate. Anything you're looking for in particular to begin this third quarter, Monica? You need, in many ways, to recreate Game 6 in Detroit when the Knicks exercised a ton of third quarter demons and put themselves in position to win that game with a great start at a halftime.
Yes. Now, a couple things that I'm looking at as I go through the box score at halftime. You're right. The Knicks have done a good job of staying attached in most categories. They are a +2 on the glass. The biggest one is really not their fault in totality. I mean, they could be more aggressive, but the free throw disparity really stands out, 15-4 in terms of free throws taken. Deuce McBride is 2 for 2 from 3. I'm wondering if this could be an opportunity for him to again serve as an Energizer Bunny, but he does not start the second half.
When it's game time, it's Tully time. The start of the second half is brought to you by Tullamore Irish Whiskey, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cask matured Irish whiskey. Derek White for 3, too strong from the left wing. Be sure to grab a Tullamore or try the all-new Tullamore Honey during tonight's action. Offensive rebound, Holiday, right-hand layup, Brown. 13-point lead for Boston.
OG Anunoby looked extremely flat-footed on that attack by Brown. I mean, he was on the weak side, but he didn't even attempt to move. I hope that's not an indicator of anything moving forward.
He was in the locker room, or at least not on the bench, to begin the second quarter, but he's back out there now. Hart hands to Bridges, right wing, steps into the right block, leans in for a right-hand layup, and he gets it to go around Jason Tatum. It's an 11-point game.
Like the creativity by Bridges, and again, going toward the paint.
Exactly. He's 5 of 12 from the field now, 11 points. Brunson has 13, Towns with 10. But it is Jason Tatum's 20 that lead all scorers. Brown drives on the right side of the lane, met by Anunoby, blocked by OG. Loose ball comes to Brunson. Knicks don't have numbers. 3-on-3 from left to right. Brunson left wing defended by Tatum. Takes him in the lane, keeps his dribble with the right hand. Now sets up on the near side arc. Finds Hart right corner. Into Towns, who's double teamed because they were sagging off of Hart. Towns slips inside, banks home a layup and one. He was undercut by Derek White and a chance at a 3-point play. He's made it a 9-point game.
He's back on his feet with this one. A great patient move by Karl-Anthony Towns. And I said this in the first half. Eventually he's going to get a whistle. And he does there. It took quite a collision for that whistle finally to be blown.
Absolutely. Drew Holiday is hit with his third foul. And on the other end, it was actually a block from Mikal Bridges coming over on help defense. You have to hope for a more balanced whistle for the Knicks. The points in the paint, they're doubling up the Celtics now as Towns converts the free throw. And it's now an 8-point game. But they've been out foul-shooted by 10, even with that last one by the Celtics. 64-56. Boston with the lead and the ball. Early stages, third quarter. Tatum zips a pass inside to a cutting Holiday, and he hits a left-hand layup wide open.
Really tough pass because Mikal Bridges nearly got his hand on it, but that's just the margins for error. There are not many, which is why the Knicks need to have a great second half if they want to avoid this series being tied up.
High side wing, Jalen Brunson screen from Anunoby, gets up top, defended by Jalen Brown. Now Anunoby far corner, baseline drive on White, tried a one-arm pass to Hart on the near corner, but it's punched out of bounds by Al Horford. 7 on the shot clock, 2 minutes expired in the third quarter. Knicks have trailed by as many as 13. Right now they're down by 10. 2-1 series lead. It's in jeopardy now. Inbound to Towns, catches and dunks it as he stepped around Holiday from the left elbow right to the restricted area. It's 66-58.
As that play was unfolding, I literally was like, wow, nobody's really cutting that hard to the ball until Karl-Anthony Towns peeled out of that backscreen that he set from Mikal Bridges.
He is 0 of 2 from 3, but 7 of 8 from inside the arc. 15 points for Karl-Anthony Towns. He's defending Tatum up top. Tatum gets away from him. Right wing triple. Got another one. Brunson and Towns both kind of half-heartedly showed up top and Tatum, but no one truly picked him up.
Yeah, and that was one of the things that was called out in the pregame press conference by Tibbs. Like, you got to know the coverage.
Brunson yelled out an expletive as they let that three go down, and then he missed a leaner on the right side mid-range. On the other end, Hart poked it away from White, hit the deck, got up and gave it to Towns, who threw it away. Hoping for Anunoby across midcourt, but Tatum stepped in front of it. That sets up a wide-open left corner three for Derek White, and he does not miss. It's 72-58. Celtics with their largest lead. Who's coming down at MSG? Another rough start to a second half for the Knicks. They trail by 14, 3 minutes into the third quarter.
The momentum is such a finicky thing. You almost said it was a good start, and then a turnover that leads to a three compounds the issue. The Knicks have to cherish the basketball. They can ill afford turnovers. They've already given up 14 points off of 9 turnovers in tonight's contest.
Tatum's 5 of 8 from 3. White is 5 of 7. Celtics by 14. 9:05 to go in the third. New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
Get a double-digit bonus exclusively for Knicks fans from Food Bazaar Supermarket. Take $10 off of your order of $50 or more when you shop online at shop.foodbazaar.com. Plus, your first delivery is free. Go to shop.foodbazaar.com and use promo code FANSGET10 for the largest selection of international foods, an all-star lineup of the freshest meat, seafood, and produce, and $10 off of your first order of $50. Use promo code FANSGET10 at shop.foodbazaar.com.
Hey, Knicks fans, now at Verizon, they're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on my plan. And you can get a single line for just $45 a month when you switch and bring your phone. That's their best price ever on unlimited welcome with auto pay plus taxes and fees. Guaranteed for 3 years. Because at Verizon, they got you. Visit your local Verizon store today. $20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Ready to level up your game time? Check out Chumba Casino. Non-stop fun and totally free to join. Enjoy online social casino games with new games added regularly. Play for your chance to win serious prizes and claim your daily login bonus. Whether you're at home or on the move, jump in and start playing today at ChumbaCasino.com. Available only to players in the U.S., excluding Washington, Michigan, Montana, Connecticut, Delaware, Nevada, and Canada, excluding Quebec. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Stay in the game with Amazon Pickup, the MVP of package pickup options. The easy and secure way to grab your orders on your schedule. Whether you're hustling between work, home, or your game day spot, choose Amazon Locker or Counter for secure and convenient pickup. At checkout, simply select the pickup location that works best for you. Amazon Pickup is a slam dunk. It's the worry-free option, all at no extra cost. Find your nearest pickup location at amazon.com/pickup MVP. That's amazon.com/pickup MVP.
2:58, Celtics lead the Knicks. 9:05 to go in the third quarter. Largest lead for Boston. They're up by 14. Jason Tatum keeps getting open threes, and he keeps making them. 5 of 8 from downtown. Same story with Derek White. He's 5 of 7. They've combined for 43 points. For the Knicks, it's Karl Anthony Towns with 15 to lead the way. Jalen Brunson has 13. A Knick win would have to be another come-from-behind effort. It would give them a 3-1 series lead. Otherwise, we're going back to Boston on Wednesday with the series knotted up 2 games apiece. And the path to the championship defense will become all the more clear for the Celtics. Now, the winner of this series gets home court advantage in the Eastern Conference Finals, and unless OKC comes out of the West, and they very well could, it would be Celtics or Knicks with home court throughout, if that would be the case. 9:05 to go in the third. Plenty of time left. Knicks basketball on ESPN New York is brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Discover what happens when rugged capability meets true performance. Learn more at Kia.com. Kia, movement that inspires. This would be a great time for the Celtics to start playing like they did in the second half of Game 1 and Game 2. As in, stop making all these threes. They are 52%, 14 of 27. Knicks from left to right. Brunson steps back on the left wing. He's left alone, so he'll launch a 3, and he knocks it down. Brunson gets the Knicks back within 11. 8:45 to go in the third.
If the Knicks end this quarter without turning the ball over again, they should put themselves in a good position heading into the fourth. They've got 9 turnovers that have given up 14 points so far in the ballgame.
It's a tall order the way Boston plays defense, but you're right. Tatum right wing. This time Brunson stays with him.
Much better communication between Towns and Brunson.
Tatum wants a screen from White. Pick and slip. White right wing. Drives to the elbow. Pulls up for two over Bridges. In and out, and it falls into the hands of Karl Anthony Towns. There's one more rebound away from his fourth straight double-double in the series. Brunson, nice pass. Horford in the lane. Has Al on his hip. Scoops home a layup. Brunson's got 5 straight points, and it's a 9-point game.
I think he got whacked in the eye on that play as well, which, go figure, no whistle.
18 points for Brunson. That's the new team high. Tatum out high. Pick and pop with Horford. Al's open left wing, but Tatum keeps it himself. Top of the arc defended by Towns, who stretches his hands out wide. Long three from Tatum. Wide left. Rebound Hart. Hart motors ahead from left to right. Met by Holiday. Left elbow. Up top for Brunson. Catch and shoot three. He's fouled by Brown. They're going to review it for a potential flagrant foul. Dangerous landing area violation by Brown. 3 free throws at least for Jalen Brunson. Knicks down 9, 7:39 to go in the third.
But Brunson, does in fact
to see if the foul on the floor that's called to be able to meet the criteria for a flagrant foul.
He does in fact turn that left foot just a bit, but he seems to be walking fine from our vantage point. Maybe a little bit of a gimp in that one, but doesn't seem like it's something that'll have him come out of the ballgame as he ties that left Kobe nice and tight.
It was his right ankle that kept him out for a month. This is the left. So the question is, was it a reckless closeout from Jaylen Brown to put his foot into Brunson's landing area? And I'll tell you what, the word reckless, it's a little confusing because you can really just step forward even a half inch as long as you're moving that foot forward, Jaylen Brown, to land in Jalen Brunson's landing area. I'm actually going to say I'm leaning flagrant.
I am too, because the foul disparity. Let's call it a get-up call. I mean, a make-up call.
There was an extra little half step from Brown. They are so strict on this particular rule. They haven't even looked at the video yet. They're huddled up and talking about it. Here's Scott Foster.
After review, it's been determined that the call on the floor has been upgraded to a flagrant foul penalty 1 for the defender for having a reckless closeout and not allowing the shooter, Jalen Brunson, to land safely. He'll shoot 3. They'll retain possession of the ball.
So 3 shots and the ball. I owe Scott Foster an apology. I said they hadn't looked at it yet. They had already decided. And it will be 3 foul shots for Brunson. They're down by 9 with 7:39 to go, and this is an obvious chance to swing momentum in the game. The Celtics are huddled up at midcourt just to the right of the Knicks logo, and Brunson will get to take these free throws all by himself at the basket to our right. He is 4 of 4 from the stripe tonight. And early in the season, I remember the Knicks got called for a foul exactly like that as Brunson gets a nice roll off the front rim and in. It doesn't look like a whole lot, and when you hear that the rule is if it's a reckless closeout, you think of a guy just sprinting full speed and launching himself into a player's legs, but there really is a responsibility for the defender to keep your feet out of there as Brunson hits both.
And I'd add on that instance by Jaylen Brown, if you can shuffle and slide with enough control to stop and then slide, I understand why this one was called a flagrant, because he was not running out. Therefore, he should have made sure that, I believe that was his right foot, does not enter the landing area of Jalen Brunson. Oh!
He missed the third, probably because I said he made both and he still had one to come.
I appreciate your accountability.
He's got 7 straight points, though, and the Knicks will keep the ball down by 7 with 7:39 to go in the third quarter. It was back and forth in the first. We had 7 lead changes, but none since. It's been all Celtics. Bridges near block, backing down White. Tough fadeaway jumper is perfect from Mikal Bridges. That's his toughest shot of the series, and he's got the Knicks back within 5. It's the closest they've been since midway through the second.
White was draped all over him. Degree of difficulty off the charts.
13 points for Bridges. Horford right point, marked by Towns. Left wing White left alone. He'll take another open 3, and of course he connects. 6 for 8 from beyond the arc, and the fans are frustrated again. Celtics 75, Knicks 67.
There just continues to be a little bit confusion on the call there. Like, are you going to switch hard, or does Jalen Brunson just have to fight over?
Brunson near wing defended by Horford, takes him baseline, stops at the block, leans in, needs a pass. He finds it with Hart, who dropped it underneath the hoop. Gets it to Bridges, right corner 3, rimmed out. Offensive rebound, Hart. Kick out is stolen by Tatum, and a race up court for an easy bucket as Brunson couldn't catch him. Big swing and momentum there. 10-point Boston lead.
I am curious why none of the Knicks are looking back at the rim on some of these offensive boards.
Brunson right side, Art crosses over Horford in the lane. Scoop shot, banked it in. 8-point game. Brunson trying to take over here. He's got 22 points. 77-69 Boston. Porzingis and Pritchard about to check in. 6.5 to go in the third. Hart fell down. Brown will drive. Kick out far corner to Holiday. Posting up Hart far side mid-range. 8 to shoot. Tough step back two for Drew Holiday off the back rim. Knicks would love to see more of that. Offensive or defensive rebound for Towns. He'll take it at the logo. Drives on Horford. Strong move in the lane and a right-hand layup. Brings the Knicks back within 6. Joe Mazzulla calls timeout. It's 77-71 Boston halfway through the third. 17
points and 10 boards now for Karl-Anthony Towns, who, remember, is playing with those 3 fouls. A lot of the conversation coming into this one, as I'm a part of the national conversation, was our Karl-Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson skirting their responsibility. Tonight, both have come to play to avoid evening up this series and to take a 3-1 lead.
5:58 remains in the third quarter. Knicks have trailed by 14. Right now it's just a 6-point deficit, 77-71 Boston. You're listening to New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York and the MSD Radio Network.
Here's what's happening on Sirius XM Sports.
The Boston Celtics look to even up their playoff series with the New York Knicks 2 games all. Sirius XM NBA Radio has live play-by-play coverage, followed by Game 4 out west between the Warriors and T-Wolves, who lead that series 2-1. Plus, Dallas won the NBA Draft Lottery. NBA Radio, Channel 86, and the Sirius XM app.
Sirius XM Sports. Wherever you are, your team plays here.
The first place to talk hoops every weekday morning is the starting lineup with Frank Isola and Brian Scalabrine.
Overrated? Do you watch the guy play? He's unstoppable.
They're breaking down all the latest from the association.
I think he's a baller, and I think people would give up assets to get a guy like that.
Along with some laughs.
Kevin Durant, you need to get married and be miserable like the rest of us. Reprimanding the fans for booing. It's like, come on, man.
The starting lineup, weekday mornings from 7 to 10 Eastern. Only on Sirius XM NBA Radio, Channel 86, and the Sirius XM app.
Fantasy Sports Radio is helping you win your fantasy leagues right now on Channel 87.
Say goodbye, home run Aaron Judge.
From in-season fantasy baseball management to helping you prepare for your fantasy football drafts, Fantasy Sports Radio is here to help you dominate.
Don't ever take a player that you don't intend to keep all year. Don't do it. It's terrible management.
Fantasy Sports Radio, your home for fantasy sports. Channel 87 and on the Sirius XM app.
No one brings you the passion of the beautiful game quite like SiriusXM FC.
Would you believe this?
Whether it's live matches from the EPL, MLS, the NWSL, or the UEFA Champions League.
This is sensational!
Or live talk shows featuring the sport's most entertaining experts.
You don't get to say, I don't feel like making that play right now. You make the play.
It's the world of soccer at your fingertips.
How mouth-watering is that?
SiriusXM FC, channel 157 in the car, and streaming on the SiriusXM app.
77-71. Celtics lead the Knicks. 5:58 to go in the third. 16 of the Knicks' 20 third quarter points have been scored by Brunson and Towns. Bridges has the other 4. And just in time for what they need to be their best third quarter of the season. The Knicks, at least so far, outscoring the Celtics by 5. And Timothy Chalamet is about to be introduced next to his, I always forget which Kardashian it is, but she's here. So this crowd's going to go nuts in support of native son Timothy Chalamet. Halfway through the third quarter, Joe Mazzulla just called another timeout heading to that break. So we'll see how the Celtics respond afterward. Knicks basketball on ESPN New York is brought to you by Michelob Ultra, official beer sponsor of the New York Knicks, superior light beer. It is Brunson, Bridges, Anunoby, Hart, and Towns on the floor, starting 5 for the Knicks. But the Celtics have brought in Peyton Pritchard and Kristaps Porzingis to play with what really is the big 3 for Boston, as they may have to make some cost-cutting moves in the future. That's White, Tatum, and Brown.
Ain't nobody worried about their future.
So the Knicks can end this little era here if they knock off the Celtics in 2 of the next 4 games somehow, some way. High side wing Tatum forced out there by Bridges, backing him down to the far elbow. Leans in, fade away from the free throw line, drops in off the back rim. Fans wanted to push off on Tatum, but they're going to run out of breath if he asks for that call every time he touches the ball because he does it every time. 79-71, 8-point Boston lead. 5:20 left in the third. Anunoby out high. Brunson races off the screen to the right corner. Catch and pump fake. Now reloads a three from the near side and nails it. Jalen Brunson coming alive here in Game 4. He's got 25, and the Knicks are down 5 points.
Good reason to fear the burner, the Brunson burner.
Crowd has a chance to get louder than it did at any point on Saturday, but Brown knifes into the paint, blows by a Hart. He's looking at Karl Anthony Towns for some help. But he makes the layup, and it's a 7-point lead. Brunson backing down White, near elbow. Half spin, keeps posting him, middle of the paint, one-hand pass to a cutting Hart. Dribbles in a circle, back up top to Brunson, right point three, short. Tatum the one-hand rebound, and this is already creeping toward what they call the heliocentric Brunson offense. Tatum pick and slip, Porzingis catches inside, kick out stolen by Bridges. Brown stopped him from the break. Pritchard coming from behind, poked it away, out of bounds off of Pritchard, right baseline. You might have heard the crowd swell as they saw Pritchard lurking in on the break behind Bridges, but the Knicks will keep it.
If I could interpret that swell, watch your back.
Oh, yeah. I think that was Ben Stiller saying, look out. 81-74, Boston over New York, 4:27 to go in the third.
One of my keys in this one was that the Knicks had to be decisive on both sides of the ball. They've done a much better job of that offensively.
Towns for two, left side jumper, a step inside the three-point wing. It's a 5-point game again. Tatum will take his time up top. Screen from Porzingis, picked up by Towns, and then Anunoby runs over Porzingis. So OG is hit with his first personal. It is the first team foul on the Knicks in this third quarter. And whatever lecture the refs got from Tom Thibodeau heading into halftime, they learned. A lot more foul calls against Boston here in the third. 5-point Celtic lead.
Now, Anunoby sort of blows this one up. I think the way to call attention to the nature of these screens that they're moving is to try to get over them, to try to make yourself as small as possible to get over. And if you can't get over, it's because they're taking a step. The screener, that is, the Celtics.
And pretty much pancake blocks Porzingis on that play. Tatum right wing, pump fake to three, drives to the foul line and Anunoby. OG catches up to him, but Tatum drains a fadeaway jumper from the free throw line. 7-point Boston lead. Tatum's got 27. Brunson has 25. He'll drive right side. Pump fake. Kick out. Anunoby open far corner three. Back rim. Rebound Brunson. In the paint. Layup. Banked in. He's got 27 as well. It's a 5-point game again. 3:40 left in the third.
I like that look by OG Anunoby. I like that O-board even better. Ironic that your point guard is the one that comes up with an O-board and goes right back up.
Brunson's got 14 in the quarter. Keeping the Knicks' hopes alive. Tatum, step back right wing, sealed off by Towns.
Good defense by Towns.
Off the dribble three, rimmed out. That one halfway down for Tatum. One-arm rebound, Anunoby. Midcourt outlet to Hart, right wing. Knifes inside on Brown, tied up. Ball came free, whistle, and it's either a foul or an out of bounds. It's a foul called on Brown. Free throws coming for Hart. This place is going bonkers with 3:14 to go in the third.
Yeah, on this replay, Jaylen Brown gets all wrist. There's no basketball there. There's no hand. We don't even need to have the argument about hand being part of the ball as Jaylen Brown picks up his fourth foul with 3:14 to go in this quarter, plus a whole fourth.
He hasn't been as dominant as Tatum tonight, but he is the leading scorer in the series for Boston as Hart does not get a kind roll on the free throw. Celtics are 10 of 15 from the line, so they're a bit off. The Knicks are now 7 of 9. There's one way to quiet a crowd is a home team misses a free throw like that. See if Hart can fire him back up by making the second. It's a 5-point game, 3:14 to go in the third. He's got 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal. And now 4 points. That one rattles in for him. It's a 4-point game.
So the Knicks have their scoring going here in the third quarter. Their defense has to continue to stay connected.
It has not been a one-possession game since the end of the first quarter. Hart couldn't quite get it there, but they're as close as it gets. Final 3 minutes before the fourth. Pritchard left wing, marked by Brunson. Porzingis trying to post up Hart. They'll get it to him near side baseline. Tough leaner, misses short. Porzingis wanted a foul. Brunson, long outlet to Bridges, left wing. Walk-up three-pointer. Back rim. Long rebound, Anunoby in the far corner. Has room on the baseline. He'll drive, kick out Brunson. Pump fake to right wing three. Good defense from White. Backing him down now. Near side block. In the paint. Fall away from the baseline. Got it. 2-point game. Closest they've been since that 11-0 Celtic run at the end of the first. Timeout, Joe Mazzulla. Jalen Brunson. It took a few games, but he's in playoff mode. 16 points here in the third. 83-81, Boston with the lead.
It's not just the scoring by Brunson, it's his efficiency tonight. He's got 7 assists to go with a 10 of 16 night from the field, good for 29 points. Look, as much as the offense has been important, the best way that the Knicks can support him and have been able to support him so far is being prepared defensively and ready offensively.
2-point Boston lead. We'll keep it here with 2:34 to go in the third. Let Ridgewood Savings Bank show you the community banking difference with cutting-edge conveniences and award-winning service. Bank at your local branch. From home or on the go, visit ridgewoodbank.com to find out more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. A 30-21 edge in this third quarter for the Knicks. Brunson scored over half of their points. They've got some momentum-swinging buckets from Karl Anthony Towns and Mikal Bridges as well. And maybe no surprise with perhaps the series on the line, according to most people who you ask. Tom Thibodeau, he's left the starting 5 out there this entire quarter, which still has just 2:34 remaining in it before heading to the pivotal fourth.
Now, one thing to note, when you talk about the fourth quarter, the Knicks, by far, outside of Game 3, have been the better team in the fourth quarter. You can attribute that to a number of reasons, but the numbers bear out that the Knicks have been the team that's more comfortable in a tight ball game of the two in this series.
Well, the Celtics have had some great responses out of timeouts tonight. Can the Knicks neutralize them? Pritchard with the ball from right to left. Celtics in white, Knicks in dark blue. White gets a handoff at the top of the arc, marked by Towns. 6 of 8 from 3, Derek White tonight. Off the dribble 3, top of the key, wide right, rebound tipped by Cornette. Gonna call a foul on Anunoby.
Oh, that's an awful call.
Or maybe Josh Hart, as Luke Cornette is credited with the better positioning on the box out. We'll get a look on the video board. And Anunoby got a hand on the ball in midair, and then he made some over-the-back contact with Cornette. But he had a touch on it first. Other question is, was Josh Hart pushing off on the other side of the play? Either way, Celtics ball. Tatum for 3. Back rimmed it from straight on. Long rebound snatched by Brunson. Knicks can tie or take the lead. Brunson left wing at the foul line now. Dribbles in a circle to get back near midcourt. Tatum defending him with 15 to shoot. Brunson near side arc. Pull up three-pointer for the lead. Back rim. Rebound snatched by Bridges. Out of bounds, though. He swatted it out of the hands of Cornette. That was the first chance for the Knicks to take the lead since late first quarter. Brunson a bit too strong. He was 10 of 16 from the field before that miss. 83-81 with 1:48 to go. Third quarter. Game 4. Knicks lead the series 2-1. They've trailed by as many as 14 tonight. Anunoby on Tatum up top. Step back three-pointer, air ball, saved by White, right wing Horford, back to the corner for White, his 3 off the back rim, and Bridges secures the rebound.
Rebound number 3 for Mikal Bridges, who has 3 rebounds and 2 assists and 1 steal tonight.
Hart at the foul line, not looking to the basket. Towns is pump fake through the foul, and before the shot that he banked in, they will call the foul on Tatum. If they had given him the upward motion, that's the play of the series, but instead of a 4-point play opportunity, it will be a side out for the Knicks.
That would have been, if it had counted, Towns' first 3 of the night.
That was some Luka Doncic type magic.
Yes, indeed.
Third foul on Tatum. Jaylen Brown out of the game with 4. It's been a big part of this Knick comeback. Far side inbound from Brunson. Got it back from Bridges. Knicks ball down by 2. 1:15 to go in the third. Knicks ball from left to right. Brunson left arc, crosses over on White at the foul line, backs him down at the circle now. Posting up again, half spin, fadeaway left elbow, ties the game at 83. Brunson's got 31 to lead all scores. Tatum in a hurry. He's got Towns on skates, but then he's stripped by Hart on the layup attempt. Tatum's down and hurt underneath the basket with 58 seconds to go in the third quarter. He can break this 83-83 tie at the free throw line.
Now remember, Jason Tatum had that big-time play to tie or take the lead, a 1-point lead late in Game 1, where similarly he pushed the pace as he did in that one. And so I'm okay with this foul because this stood to be a big-time momentum play. And Tatum is reaching for, is it the right wrist?
You hope not if you're a Celtics fan. That's what kept him out of Game 2 against Orlando. On a similar play, he's clenching his fist on his right hand. He had to brace his fall with both of his hands.
I think it was actually the reach-in by Josh Hart that got him real good. Nothing intentionally dirty about that play. Josh Hart is going clearly after the basketball and is willing to hold on to the no layup rule mentality.
Hart's fourth foul. Tatum gets a front rim bounce and a 1-point lead for Boston. 84-83. Final minute, third quarter. Tatum, another soft roll and a made foul shot. So he's matched Brunson with 31. Both fan bases have been waiting for their respective superstars to light it up. Both Brunson and Tatum have chosen this pivotal Game 4, and that's why they're superstars. 49 seconds left in the third, 15 to shoot. Brunson, left wing, defended by Cornette, takes him to the rack, pulls up for two. A little too much, tipped by Hart, wouldn't go. Rebound White, leaning toward the baseline, and we have a timeout. No, a travel called on Derek White. And the Knicks will take it back with 41 seconds left. And it should be a fresh 24 on the shot clock.
I actually thought he had stepped out of bounds, but the travel works too. I know one thing, though. You're holding your breath because Josh Hart was involved in that tie-up on the baseline, and you didn't want to see him pick up a quick foul as he already has 4.
And that's a good point. Nice job keeping his hands out of the way. Drew Holiday will check into the game for Luke Cornette. Joe Mazzulla always talks about getting the 2-for-1s at the end of the quarter. A chance now for the Knicks to do it. 18 in the quarter for Jalen Brunson. Hart near midcourt. We'll get a handoff back to Jalen Brunson at the logo. Down the lane against Holiday. Took a hit, kicked it out. Anunoby open right corner 3 for the lead. He got it! OG Anunoby had all night, and he took advantage. 86-85 New York. It is their first lead since the first quarter. It was 28-27 the last time the Knicks were up. Tatum left wing, defended by Towns. Sidestep, three-pointer off the bounce. Too much. Long rebound. Bridges took it away from Pritchard. Knicks have time. 7 seconds left in the third. Hart at the foul line. Hop step in the lane. Righty layup is banked in. 2.5 to go. 88-85 New York. Late third quarter. Inbound to Pritchard. Across midcourt. Got the heave off in time and almost banked it in. But the Knicks dominate the third after trailing by 14. It's a 37-23 quarter. This place is going berserk as we'll take a 3-point lead to the fourth.
One of the things we called out, Tyler, if that team did not turn the ball over. They had one more turnover from the point that we made and only gave up one more field goal as far as points off of turnovers. There was 9 and 14 when we called it out. They end the quarter with 10 turnovers and 16 points given up off of turnovers. And you have to talk about the masterful performance by the Brunson burner and Jalen Brunson, now with his 17th 30-point playoff game since he's been in a Knicks uniform. Good for second most in Knicks history behind the one and only great Hoya, Patrick Ewing.
You're very generous saying that we came up with that turnover
Come
thought.
on, bro. You know I'm not going to leave you behind.
That was a genius point from Monica McNutt, proven even more genius because the Knicks, they made it come to fruition. Took care of the ball and put it in the rim to the tune of 37 points. And more importantly, the defense for now 2 consecutive quarters has held the Celtics to 23 points. 88-85, New York leads Boston. They are 12 minutes away. They can hang on from a 3-1 series lead against the defending champs. New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
BetMGM, an official partner of the New York Knicks, has a special offer for you. Fans can get in on the second chance promotion every Friday. Make any first field goal bet, and if your player scores
Hey basketball fans, thanks for hanging out with us tonight for the Knicks and the Celtics Game 4, a crucial Game 4. Who will take this game and most likely the series? The Celtics made it happen in Game 3 to force at least a good shot here to be right back in the series tonight with a victory. We appreciate you hanging out with us. Now's the time. Please check the link that's pinned in the chat and just take a look at it. Donate if you are able. See the work that we have done as a community here since the beginning of the playoffs just a couple of weeks ago, with over $1,000 already raised and over $1,000 of rev share going to that very, very soon. Actually, in about 11 days to be exact. Please help us bring more fans to the chat by hitting that like button, sharing this link out, sharing our SickKids Playoff Pulse campaign link out as well. We appreciate you. Now let's get back to the basketball. Thanks for keeping it classy in the chat. I'm saying go Knicks, go. Let's go from the Garden. Let's go.
Bets for this and every game on Sports Grid Radio.
The under's minus 125. Heavy juice to the under.
Every home run hit and every strikeout thrown can change the line.
I can't for the life of me figure out how you can favor a team that never wins, ever.
If you're looking for sports talk centered around the latest odds and prop bets for games, races, tournaments, or any sporting event, Sports Grid Radio, Sirius XM, Channel 159.
This is Mike Farron from Power Alley. When you work together as long as former general manager Jim Duquette and I have, 5 years, 13. Regardless, we know everything about each other, like my favorite city, New York, Chicago, my favorite food, hot dog with lots of ketchup, gross. My favorite musician, Billy Joel, somehow even more gross. Jim, what do you actually know about me?
You love baseball, just like me.
Join us for baseball talk and apparently very little else on Power Alley, weekdays, 10 a.m. Eastern, MLB Network Radio, Channel 89, and on the Sirius XM app.
Well said, Mitch.
It's Mike.
88-85. Knicks lead the Celtics. A loss evens the series at 2. A win gets them a commanding 3-1 lead. Bridges step-back foul line jumper. It's good over Derek White. Bridges is fired up. He's got 15. They brought in McBride and Robinson for Brunson and Anunoby after the starting five played the entire third quarter. Tatum is also out of the game. He and Brunson have a matching 31 points. Brown with 4 fouls at the foul line. Pump fake. Stopped by Bridges, out toward midcourt to Pritchard, almost stolen by McBride. Pritchard drives on Hart right side, hops up in the lane, came back down. That should be a travel, but instead they call a foul. And Josh Hart, I believe, will get hit with it. If so, it's his 5th. Now the other argument is...
I think it's Mitchell Robinson.
Well, that's great news for the Knicks.
That's terrific news.
Other argument is, will they give Pritchard free throws or not?
Good gracious.
Now, you can hop step, but you need to make a move to the basket or get rid of it right afterward.
Well, okay, so you're right. He hop steps, and I think the officials see he's dragging his feet because Mitchell Robinson basically jumps on his back.
So both controversies go Boston's way. Not just a foul, but a shooting foul. And Peyton Pritchard will line it up at the basket to our left. He was the X factor in Game 3. 23 points. He led all scorers off the bench. And with that first free throw, it's just 6 points here tonight. 4-point Knick lead. A 14-point turnaround in the third quarter. Pritchard gets both. It's a 3-point game. Hart and McBride deciding who wants to inbound the ball. It will be a Hart passing to McBride. Pritchard picks him up full court. And Deuce does get it across the timeline. Up top for Bridges, defended by White. Right elbow, pick and roll. Bridges in the lane. Tough baseline leaner. Got another one. Bridges had 14 points in Game 2's fourth quarter. He's got 4 early ones in a pivotal Game 4. Knicks by 5. White pick and roll with Cornette. Left elbow, picked up his dribble. Out to Brown, right wing, defended by Towns. Takes him inside, right-hand layup, rolls in. And Towns may have gotten away with his 4th foul. 3-point game. 10:49 to go in the fourth. Knicks with the lead and the ball. Can they get it to clutch time with the advantage and let the closer do the rest? Brunson resting right now. Bridges, the setup man of sorts, looking to bridge the gap. Right wing, 2 guys come to him at the foul line for Hart. Pump fake in the lane. Fade away from 12. Short. Rebound tipped by Robinson, but then batted out of his grasp by Brown.
Deuce McBride had a look on the left wing.
Brown runs over Hart, and they'll call a blocking foul on Josh Hart. That's his 5th. Oh, man.
To me, that's nothing. To me, that's no call at all.
Brown lost the ball.
Exactly. Is out of control.
You have to challenge that. I've never said that all year. You have to challenge this call, and Tom Thibodeau will.
Josh Hart, to me, is camping out here. He's been here.
It would either be 5 fouls on Josh Hart or 5 fouls on Jaylen Brown. Even if they don't get it right, yes, it would be a killer. But this has enough value in a swing moment in this game where you have to make sure they get it right. It's 92-89 Knicks over the Celtics. 10:22 to go in the fourth. We will take a break while they take a look. Monica with her prediction when we come back. You're listening to New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
Here's what's happening on Sirius XM Sports.
The Boston Celtics look to even up their playoff series with the New York Knicks 2 games all. Sirius XM NBA Radio has live play-by-play coverage, followed by Game 4 out west between the Warriors and T-Wolves, who lead that series 2-1. Plus, Dallas won the NBA Draft Lottery. NBA Radio, Channel 86, and the Sirius XM app.
Sirius XM Sports. Wherever you are, your team plays here.
What's up, Celtic fans? It's Brian Scalabrine. You can hear me every weekday morning with Frank Isola on the starting lineup on NBA Radio, Channel 86. Can the Celtics even the series in New York and take Game 4 tonight? We'll break it down for you tomorrow morning, 7 to 10 a.m. Eastern.
Jason Tatum, they don't get near him, so he takes another 3 and hits it. And that's how you quiet the crowd.
It's the starting lineup with Frank Isola and me every weekday morning all year long on NBA Radio Channel 86 and the Sirius XM app and on video on the NBA app.
Fantasy Sports Radio is helping you win your fantasy leagues right now on Channel 87.
Say goodbye, home run Aaron Judge.
From in-season fantasy baseball management to helping you prepare for your fantasy football drafts, Fantasy Sports Radio is here to help you dominate.
Don't ever take a player that you don't intend to keep all year. Don't do it. It's terrible management.
Fantasy Sports Radio, your home for fantasy sports. Channel 87 and on the Sirius XM app.
This is Dave LaGreca, creator of the biggest pro wrestling show on the planet, Busted Open. Don't miss myself and my Hall of Fame cast and crew as we break down every story in and out of the ring and talk to the top names in the business, like the legend himself, The Undertaker.
I'm actually glad to be on a real show.
Catch Busted Open live every day from 9 to noon Eastern on Sirius XM Fight Nation, channel 156, and on the Sirius XM app.
92-89, Knicks with the lead, but they just got some bad news. The call stands, so challenge unsuccessful. The left foot of Hart was really stepped on by Jaylen Brown, but they will still call him for a tripping foul. And yes, we did see Brunson get that same call against Horford late in the second quarter. But what a rough result for the Knicks. No fifth foul on Brown. It's the fifth foul on Hart. And the three-point lead officially hanging by a thread as Tom Thibodeau will have to make some choices here.
Well, he probably will go to Mitchell Robinson, I imagine.
And the double big lineup has been very efficient and maybe a good omen. My friend and yours, Walt Clyde Frazier, shown on the video board with the double thumbs up. Great to see the Knicks GOAT in the building with his number 10 banner just off to our left.
You lose one of your more versatile defenders with Josh Hart going out of the ball game. You do gain a tremendous offensive rebounder as Mitchell Robinson in this one has been terrific on the glass. Hold on, I'm looking through my box score. Why can't I find it? There we go. 5 rebounds so far in the contest. There was 3 that were offensive at half.
And the double big lineup for this series is a plus 25 in 25 minutes entering the game.
4 of them were offensive, at the end of the third quarter.
He had all those in the first half. Pritchard at midcourt. Celtics ball, they trail by 3. From right to left they go. Pritchard up top for Brown. Tipped away by Anunoby. He's getting dragged down by Brown. There's your fifth foul, Jaylen Brown. Knicks will take over. And we'll see if they call that a transition take foul or just a loose ball foul. By the letter of the law,
it
probably
should be a
not.
transition take.
The spirit of the rule should be a transition take foul.
100%.
But Anunoby never had possession, so. And it probably would have bounced out of bounds had Anunoby been given a chance to get it.
It doesn't. The bigger thing, to your point, as you started your terrific call, is that was Jaylen Brown's 5th, in fact.
So he comes off the floor. It is Pritchard, White, Tatum, Horford, and Porzingis for Boston. McBride, Bridges, Anunoby, Towns, and Robinson for the Knicks, and Brunson's checking in next whistle. Bridges underneath the hoop, surrounded by big men. Pulls up, gets it to the right elbow for Towns. Defended by the smaller White. Spins, shoots, scores.
That is the version of Karl Anthony Towns that was so effective in Game 3 up in Boston.
Largest lead for the Knicks, 94-89. Final 10 minutes of the fourth quarter. Tatum looking for an answer. Left wing on Towns. Crossover, steps back, now dribbles in. Sealed off by Cat. Back beyond the arc left side. At the foul line, takes him into the rim. Scoop shot. Oh, it rolled in, hung on the right side rim. Perfect defense from Towns, who's calling for a push-off. Again, that's every play with Tatum. 9.5 to go in the fourth. It's a 3-point game. Bridges with his back To White on the left side, picked up by Porzingis. Right point, double team comes. Drives right side, out to Towns, catch and shoot right wing three. Wide left, rebound Robinson up top for McBride. Wide open, left point three. Off the heel. Good late closeout from Pritchard. Celtic ball down 3. They're in white. The Knicks are in dark blue. 9:07 left in the fourth. Tatum near sideline. Screen on the right from Porzingis. Pick and slip. Tatum down the lane. Pick and pop now Porzingis. Left wing triple for the tie. Off the heel. Long rebound comes to White. Far side mid-range. Dishes to a cutting Porzingis. And he blows a righty layup, but they will call a late foul on Karl Anthony Towns. Probably the right call, but the timing of the whistle brings some frustration out of the crowd. It's number 4 on Towns.
This is why second chance opportunities are so pivotal. Deuce McBride was so close to coming up with that defensive rebound, but instead it bounced to Derek White. And now you pick up a foul and send the Celtics to the free throw line with a chance to chop into this lead. Overall, rebounding tonight has been good for the Knicks. They are 35-28 on the rebounding boards, but in the fourth quarter, to me, the slate is 0-0 on all of those entities, and you've got to win this quarter outright.
Brunson comes in, and Holiday to match with Pritchard off the floor. 6th man of the year, didn't quite have it tonight. 6 points in 19 minutes. It's right there. It's a ball game late on your home floor. Knicks have lost 3 in a row here at MSG, and they snap the streak and take a 3-1 series lead. It's a 1-point game as Porzingis gets both. 8:52 left in the fourth. The Knicks have the starting 5 minus Hart plus Robinson on the floor. A lot of fans were asking for this to be the starting lineup. We'll see how it plays out. Brunson left wing, dribbles around a double team. Far corner, Bridges, drives to the left elbow, pull-up jumper over Porzingis, hits again. Mikal Bridges points to his bench. He's got 19, and the Knicks lead by 3.
6 of those have come here in the fourth quarter.
Tatum down the lane, almost lost it, picks it up on the left side arc. 3-pointer over Towns, nailed it. Tatum fumbled it on a drive. It spun out to the near side wing. He picked it up and connected on a 3. He's got 36, and the game is tied at 96. Brunson just across midcourt. McBride about to check in at the next whistle. Brunson right wing, screen from Towns, pick and pop, gets to the cat up top, pump fake to straight on 3. Inside to Robinson, there's the alley-oop, a right-hand lay-in, and the Knicks lead by 2.
Great patience by Karl Anthony Towns. I actually thought he was going to pull for a 3 at the top of the key.
Holiday near wing, back to midcourt for Tatum. Can they cool him off? Pick and pop with Horford, pushes off on Towns, no call, dishes left corner, open 3, Holiday too strong, rebound, fought for, Horford fouled Bridges, and they're going to call Big Al for the foul. It's the second foul on Boston, 7:39 left. Horford still arguing with the officials, but he pushed Bridges down the court.
That's only his second foul, so there's not too much to see there, but it's the same foul that has gone against the Knicks multiple times tonight as far as it being a loose ball foul.
98-96 New York. 7:39 left in the fourth quarter. They've got the ball from left to right. McBride has come into the game for Karl Anthony Towns. It's Brunson, Bridges, McBride, Anunoby, and Robinson. Right wing Brunson defended by Holiday. Crossover, step back long, 2 right wing, off to the right. Rebound Tatum. Celtics can tie or take the lead. 7:20 left. Nobody picked up Horford on the break. Left wing got it back to Tatum. Sidestep left point 3. Nailed another one. Jason Tatum can't miss. 7 3-pointers. He's got 39, and the Celtics have a 1-point lead.
That man is hot, but that's okay.
7 minutes left. Bridges near midcourt. High ball screen from Robinson. Re-screens again. Right elbow jump shot. Bridges good over Derek White. Bridges can't miss either. He's got 21. Knicks 100. Celtics 99. Tatum again. Pick and slip. Porzingis catches. Drives right side. Met by Bridges. Missed the layup. Rebound Robinson. 6:40 left. Knicks ball left to right up by 1. Brunson top of the key. Finds Anunoby left point. Drives on Porzingis who is stumbling in the lane. Banks home a lefty layup around Tatum. And Joe Mazzulla wants timeout. 102-99, New York with the lead. 6:32 left in the fourth quarter of a pivotal Game 4 in New York.
4 double-digit scorers for the Knicks tonight, obviously led behind Jalen Brunson's 31. We go back to the formula that has been effective in important games in this postseason. That is for guys to be stars in their roles, and that is what has been duplicated here tonight. Karl Anthony Towns with a double-double of 21 and 11. OG Anunoby getting back into the scoring column courtesy of his defense. It's a pivotal stretch coming up as we're about 90 seconds out from clutch time.
Jalen Brunson had 18 points in the third quarter, but somehow the 8 in the fourth from Mikal Bridges seems even more important. He's got 21 for the game, and he's got the Knicks up by 3 with 6:32 to go in regulation. New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network continues after this timeout.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection, one that helps better their everyday through the things they value most: friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the park, playing pickup on a Saturday, or sinking the final putt. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level, and the stakes, oh, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Total Ortho Express is a state-of-the-art orthopedic care center with 4 Long Island locations: East Meadow, Syosset, Massapequa, and Deer Park. Injuries can happen at any time and can often require immediate attention. Total Ortho Express provides immediate walk-in orthopedic care from highly awarded specialists and surgeons, instead of waiting in an emergency room or a general urgent care. Total Ortho Express is open 7 days a week with extended hours so that our patients have convenient and immediate access to the care they need. Learn more at TotalOrthoExpress.com.
Welcome to the NBA playoffs. The moment we've all been waiting for is here.
The fans now on the edge of their seats.
It's time to stay locked in to every single moment. Because you never know when history will be made. When it's win or go home, every moment matters. So don't miss a thing. NBA playoffs presented by Google continues on ABC, ESPN, and TNT.
Knicks 102, Celtics 99. Boston ended the first quarter on a 12-0 run to turn a 1-point Knicks lead into an 11-point deficit. They led by as many as 14 and did not surrender that lead until a 14-point third-quarter edge for the Knicks. And right now, a back-and-forth fourth quarter continues. It is a 3-point Knicks advantage, 6:32 to go in the final frame. Foul trouble for both sides. Hart has 5. Towns has 4. They're both out of the game for now. Jaylen Brown has 5 for Boston. He's been subbed out for Kristaps Porzingis, who doesn't look 100%, but he's done enough to have an impact in this game. It is Holiday, White, Tatum, Horford, and Porzingis against Brunson, McBride, Bridges, Anunoby, and Robinson. We have not seen a single intentional foul from Boston on Mitchell Robinson in this game, after he went 4 of 12 from the left out to Horford. Now White at midcourt resetting. Derek White 5 of 7, or 6 of 10 rather, from downtown tonight. Tatum's been even better. Down the lane, left elbow, keeps dribbling, stopped by Anunoby, backs him down, half spin, dribbled again. That's a double dribble, but they give him an and one. Oh, he leaned in and banked it home, and a chance to tie the game with a free throw. I thought Tatum had his hands on the ball and then continued dribbling, but I guess not.
He did have his hands on the ball and continued dribbling, but the Knicks obviously don't have a challenge. I don't know that the foul could have been challenged.
Did they say it was maybe poked away by Anunoby?
It wasn't, but somebody might try to say that.
Wow. That is a backbreaker. The Knicks will have to overcome a little adversity here.
Goodness gracious.
Tatum does not need any help tonight, I can tell you that. He hits the free throw, 42 points. It's 102-102. 22 free throws for the Celtics, 10 for the Knicks. Halfway through the fourth quarter, Brunson, left wing, screen from Robinson, rejects it, drives left elbow, left by Porzingis, pump fake, kick out Anunoby, one-hand catch at the right side arc. Screen from Robinson, step back, right wing 3 over Porzingis, Anunoby nails it. 3-point Knicks lead. OG's got 4 3-pointers. It's 105-102.
It's a big basket by OG Anunoby, who again has allowed his defense to energize his offense tonight.
Tatum out high. Screen from Porzingis. A screen from Holiday. So that gets Brunson onto Tatum. Almost stripped him. Between the legs dribble. Top of the arc. Crossover. Right elbow. Push off. Step back. Lost the handle. Robinson coming in. Tatum kept it. Threw it over to Holiday. Down the lane as he drives past Mitch. Hits a right-hand layup. And I don't know how Tatum kept his dribble without traveling or double dribbling again. 1 point game. 105-104. New York leads Boston. 5:12 to go in the fourth. Brunson left wing. Picked up by White. Top of the arc now, right elbow, backs him down, steps back, dribbles in. Bank shot from the right side, rolls around and down. 3-point lead again, and we have entered crunch time. 5 minutes left, it's a 3-point lead.
Truly, the organ here at the Garden should play a special sound to signify clutch.
Jaylen Brown about to check in. Tatum, jumper, right elbow, no. Rebound Porzingis. He was pulled down by Anunoby, though. It's the 5th team foul on the Knicks, so Porzingis will get 2 free throws. It would have been a very easy putback for Porzingis, so I guess you'll take it. 107-104, Knicks lead Boston. 4:47 left in the fourth quarter of Game 4, which a lot of folks think could decide the series. It's 2-1 Knicks right now, and we're going back to Boston on Wednesday for Game 5. Will it be 3-1 New York or a 2-2 tie? Porzingis front rims the free throw.
I think it is important here as we're now in clutch time. OG Anunoby's in good shape as far as fouls. He has 3 so far in the contest.
Second foul shot. Front rim, no, he missed both. Anunoby gets the rebound, and what a foul that turned out to be. It would have been an easy bank shot put back for Porzingis. Instead, they come up empty on the whole possession. Brunson and Robinson pick and roll out high. Brunson down the lane. Lefty layup. Won't go around Porzingis. Rebound comes to Holiday. Brunson was taken down on the play. 5-on-4 the other way from right to left. Horford in the lane. Kick out White. 3 for the tie. Short from the far corner. And Bridges gets the board around Porzingis.
Mikal Bridges has had a terrific all-around game. That's his 6th rebound.
4:20 left in the fourth. Knicks ball up by 3. They've led by as many as 5. Brunson gets the matchup he wants with Horford. White lurking as Brunson dribbles toward that Knick logo at center court. Now White drops off, one-on-one. Horford left wing defending Brunson. Crossover between the legs, in the lane, step back 2, far side. Got it! 5-point lead, 109-104. Captain Clutch with 35.
This defense has to continue to stay connected. You know Jason Tatum is looking to penetrate and to find a gap.
He'll take a 3 off the heel. Long rebound. Bridges has it. Surrounded by Celtics. Dribbles out of it. Finds Brunson. 3:40 left. Knicks from left to right. 5-point lead. Brunson dribbled, poked away by Holiday. Got it back at midcourt and resets off a pass from Anunoby. He wants a screen from OG to get Porzingis on him. Left side pick. One-on-one with Porzingis up top. Brunson, sidestep into the corner. It's Bridges. Drives down the lane. Fadeaway from the dotted line. It's good at the end of the shot clock. Largest lead for New York. 111-104. It's a 7-point lead with 3:21 to go. Timeout, Joe Mazzulla.
That is now 8 points for Mikal Bridges in this fourth quarter. With 10, excuse me. Man, you talk about the focus of this team tonight. Everybody is chiming in.
Let's get to the out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Best Trails and Travel. Minnesota on the road in Golden State. They have a chance to take a 3-1 lead on the Warriors. Out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Best Trails and Travel, New York City's premier charter bus company. Visit them today for the ultimate travel experience at besttrailstravel.com. Let's pause 10 seconds to allow stations to identify themselves on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
Hey, this is Brian Geltzeiler. Wake up early with me in 2007 NBA Coach of the Year Sam Mitchell every Saturday morning from 7 to 10 a.m. Eastern as we break down everything NBA on Channel 86.
With Monica McNutt, I'm Tyler Murray. I just corrected Monica improperly. It is 8 fourth quarter points for Mikal
The only
Bridges.
reason I was sensitive about that is because I really did my math. I triple-checked myself. And I was like, it's 8, right?
Brunson has 22 second-half points. I can guarantee you that's right.
Yeah.
With the big shot making from Mikal Bridges, he's made all 4 of the shots he's taken.
He's been incredible. But I also, while the shot making has been huge, I also want to call out his productivity. Now, I gave him a rebound early. He has 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 block, and 3 steals. So he continues to fill the box score across all categories. But again, Tyler, this team showing up as stars in their roles. Josh Hart, even though he's navigating foul trouble, he's chipped in with 8 rebounds tonight. You got 2 folks on the floor with double-doubles. Jalen Brunson, 35 and 10 assists. Karl Anthony Towns with 21 and 11 rebounds.
The Knicks have won as many games in the past week against the Celtics that they've won in the past 2 years. Boston is 8-1 against New York, including the 4-0 regular season sweep. And last year, or they won every game except the end of season blowout for New York. A lot of folks thought that meant the end of any kind of competitive series once the Celtics figured things out. But the Knicks are allowed to get better too. They scored 91 points in the Game 2 win, which was their single lowest scoring output of the season. And whatever they figured out here in the second half, it's led to 111 points, and they've held the Celtics to 104. With 3:21 to go in the fourth. But as we've said, after every single Joe Mazzulla timeout, the Celtics have come up with quite a response once they get to talk things over. They've got 1 timeout left. The Knicks have 2. Celtics in the bonus, and they've only committed 2 fouls in the quarter.
Now, bear in mind, Mitchell Robinson is on the floor, and that's going to be something to watch in terms of how Mazzulla plays out the hack-a-Mitch strategy as free throws proved to be pivotal in Game 2 back in Boston.
Hart and Towns out of the game with 5 and 4 fouls respectively. Tatum right elbow over to Brown, dropped it, picked up by Anunoby. He's got a clear lane for a jam, and he'll throw it down. 113-104 New York with 3 minutes left. Tatum is down and hurt. He's calling timeout. 2:58 left. He's grabbing his right ankle. You hate to see this, but what a sequence for the Knicks. Their largest lead of the series. With 2:58 to go in the fourth, it's 113-104.
Wow, that is an incredible play for New York. This crowd, respectfully, as lovers of basketball in the game, sort of brings it down a bit as Jason Tatum is, in fact, being tended to.
Oh, man, he looked in a lot of pain. He was on the ground, reaching over his head to make the T signal. Oh, man, Tatum kicking his left leg out in pain. One of the most durable players in the NBA. 42 points tonight. A guy with just a completely clean sheet, a great reputation. A guy that gets a lot of unfair flack. I hope this is minor. You want to beat everybody at their best. He's on his back now, towel over his head, 2 trainers checking him out. He had a nasty-looking ankle injury about a month ago. It looked like it might be catastrophic, but he only wound up missing a handful of games.
Now, we obviously are not true professionals, but we'll be curious to see how he comes off the floor, not putting any pressure on that foot.
You know, Monica, I'm glad you mentioned that about the crowd dying down.
Yeah.
I'm reminded of when Kevin Durant was injured in Toronto in the 2019 NBA Finals. Raptor fans got a lot of flack for how they responded. Kyle Lowry had to tell the fans to be quiet. Maybe I'm wrong. I didn't hear any cheers for anything besides the Anunoby dunk there. And sometimes they do go back and listen to the broadcasts to see if there was any foul play. But at least the initial reaction was great job by Knicks fans as Tatum is helped off the court. And you just, as a basketball fan, you have to hope that he's okay. One of the absolute best players and competitors in the league.
Well said, and I certainly agree. Now, with all respect to that situation, the Knicks have an incredible opportunity the rest of the way.
They're on an 8-0 run. The Celtics just used their final timeout.
Just to put a button on that, though, Jason Tatum tonight with another 40-point performance. He now has 5 career 40-point playoff games, which ties Larry Bird, John Havlicek in their places in Celtics history.
He said at the start of the season his career goal was to be on Larry Bird's level as the best Celtic of all time. He's on that path. Brown, left wing, catch and shoot 3, too strong, rebound, tipped by Bridges. He's got it with 2:45 to go.
7 rebounds and counting for Mikal Bridges.
What a fourth quarter he's had again. Knicks were down by 14. They now lead by 9. 2:35 left in the fourth. 113-104. Brunson at midcourt, defended by Pritchard. He's the one who came in for Tatum. Screen on the right from Anunoby, pick and roll. Right wing, sidestep 3. In and out and back in again. He got it. Jalen Brunson puts the Knicks up by 12.
He is a field goal away from a 40-point performance of his own.
Step back 3, Brown far corner, too strong, rebound off of a leg. It's New York ball. 2:12 to go. They've turned a 14-point deficit into a 12-point lead and an 11-0 run at the tail end of Game 4.
Jalen Brunson's clutch time heroics continue.
At midcourt, Brunson. Marked by Holiday. Drives right wing. Picked up by Pritchard. In the lane. Handoff to Robinson. Dropped it out of bounds. Whose ball? Brown tipped it last and does not argue. It'll stay with the Knicks. 116-104. Final 2 minutes of game 4. A chance at a 3-1 series lead or a Celtic comeback to tie 2-2.
This is certainly the largest lead the Knicks have had almost at any point, I'm certain, in this series.
It literally is. At midcourt, dribble handoff blown up by Holiday. Life for the Celtics into Brown. Uncontested right-hand layup. And those are the plays you can't afford if you want to finish the deal today. 10-point lead, still time, 1:48 to go. An apparent right leg injury to Jason Tatum has him back in the locker room. Ball was tipped out of bounds by Holiday near sideline. 1:44 to go. Rick Brunson pointing down the end of the bench. They're going to get both Josh Hart and Karl Anthony Towns into the game. Let's see who it's for. Jalen Brunson, 25 second half points. He's got 38 for the game. And a big ovation for Deuce McBride and Mitchell Robinson. Inbound from the near sideline. Brunson gets it to Hart. Hand back right to Brunson at the hash mark. Defended by Pritchard. 99 seconds left. 10-point lead. They still need the dagger. Anunoby in the lane. Drives, shoots, gets it to go off the front rim and in. And Anunoby gives the Knicks a 12-point lead with 90 seconds to go.
That was an aggressive layup, but I thought for sure OG Anunoby was about to rock the rim.
Pritchard missed a right wing three. Time is winding down on Boston. 1:20 left in the fourth. Brunson across midcourt. Anunoby with 9 in the quarter. Bridges with 8. And Brunson with 38 for the game. Right wing, drives, steps back, long 2 over White, wide left, rebound, bounced off the ground by Holiday. Horford almost stripped by Hart, gets it to midcourt for Pritchard. 60 seconds to go, Pritchard all the way down the lane, and Hart wisely lets him take a right-hand layup to make it a 10-point game again. Off the inbound, Hart gets across the timeline. 49 seconds left, 10-point lead. Bridges wide open left wing, wisely kills some clock, swinging around for Brunson. Fans making noise. Celtics not fouling. Double team on Brunson. Foul line jumper, Bridges, short. Rebound, Towns puts it up and in, but a foul called. He pushed off of Horford to get the rebound. 38 seconds to go. You'll take the clock they killed. 10-point lead. That's instant kicking in for Towns as he commits his 5th foul. 10-point lead, 38 seconds left. Are you surprised the Celtics did not foul early on that last possession?
I am not.
Knicks in 5 is the chant here in New York. But because it was the 5th foul on the Knicks, Horford will get free throws and the basket to our left. First one is up and good. If they want to win in 5, they have to play a perfect 38 seconds. And then what will have to be their best 4 quarters of the season on Wednesday in Boston. Horford gets both.
I do want to call out, and I keep staring at this in the box score because I want to make sure I have it right.
Inbound comes to Brunson, double team to the backcourt, jump pass to Bridges, all the way to midcourt for a Hart, almost stolen by Brown. Inside Anunoby, finds Towns in a 2-hand jam to put the icing on the cake. 120-110 Knicks, half a minute to go. Drew Holiday hands to Pritchard, long, straight on 3, rattled it in, 24 seconds left. 7-point game, Hart across midcourt, met by Horford and fouled, and it'll be a free throw contest the rest of the way. 21 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Knicks by 7. They'll need some makes to put this one to bed.
So what I'm gawking at, though, I'm trying to figure out these turnovers and if I got this right. Have the Knicks only had 1 turnover as a team in this 4th quarter?
Tyler Freed is doing his research. I mean, I'm sure you have the stats in front of you, Monica.
I'm just, me and numbers sometimes, LT. I got to double check. Thank you, Tyler Freed. I mean, that to me is a demonstration of tremendous focus in addition to the scoring punch. You've got 4 starters with at least 20 and Jalen Brunson a basket away from a 40-piece.
Jason Tatum helped off the floor with an apparent injury. That forced the Celtics to use their final timeout, so they can't advance the ball. The Knicks just used their second to last timeout. Josh Hart will get 2 free throws at the basket to our right. It's a 120-113 Knick lead over the Celtics here in Game 4. The job's not finished. Not in this game, not in this series. But you have to be impressed with the resolve after falling behind by 14 again. And just a rough start to this game once again.
Yeah, a rough start, but I would say their best start in this series. At the end of the first quarter, it was still very much a ball game. Certainly a Game 3 here, it did not feel like much of a ball game. And Games 1 and 2 are so far long ago, Tyler, I don't remember exactly what it felt like at the end of those quarters.
Here's where I have to give you credit. You said the Celtics shot 9 of 14 for the first quarter, 64%. You said there's no way they're going to shoot 64% the rest of the game.
Yeah, they was making me look a little crazy for a second there in the second quarter, though.
They were 3 for 10 in the second, 3 for 12 in the third, and 3 for 10 again in this fourth quarter. They've shot about 30% over the last 3 quarters. You have to credit the Knick defense and maybe even a little bit of the Garden crowd for that. Now, I said free throws for Hart. I beg your pardon. It's a side out. Celtics were not in the bonus yet. Far sideline inbound for Bridges. Anunoby cuts to the hoop. Inbound was tipped by Horford and stolen by Brown across midcourt. Gets it to Pritchard. Got away with a travel. Straight on 3 with 14 seconds left. Back rimmed it. Rebound Brunson. Horford reaching in, and he will foul. 10.1 to go in the fourth. These playoffs have proven that even the inbounds are not guaranteed, and that trend continued here. But the Knicks get away with it, and Brunson can ice it with 2 free throws.
Appropriate that these 2 free throws would give Jalen Brunson another 40-point playoff performance if he can have both. It would be his 8th.
He had 29 in Game 1, 17 in Game 2, and a quiet 27 in the blowout loss in Game 3. And with this first free throw, he's stuck on 38.
I'll take that.
I will trade that miss for the make he had at the end of Game 2.
100%. And I literally was like, I'm not worried about the announcer's jinx with Jalen Brunson. I'll take that, though. I'll take that on the chin.
Karl Anthony Towns subbed out for Mitchell Robinson. Raises his right hand in the air to get a crowd reaction. It's going to be a whole lot louder in about 10 game seconds if the Knicks can hang on. Second free throw. Yes, kind roll. 8-point lead, final 10 seconds. Pritchard across midcourt. Left wing, sidestep, pump fake again. Takes an open 3, too strong. Rebound Robinson, hands to Bridges, who's had the ball in his hands now for all 3 Knick wins over the defending champion Boston Celtics. The New York Knicks have done it again, 121-113, and they've got the champs back on the ropes. A 3-1 series lead in the Eastern Conference semifinals.
Led by their captain, who had a monster 39-point performance and a terrific fourth quarter with 8 points. They made adjustments after Game 3 and came back with a total team effort that included everybody being a star in their role, with 4 starters scoring at least 20 points and 2 guys with double-doubles.
8-point win. They trailed by 14. Their Game 1 win was by 3 in overtime. Their Game 2 win was by 1, 91-90, the lowest scoring game of the season. The way they pulled away in the fourth quarter, it didn't feel fluky at all, did it?
No.
It felt like their most legit win. The Celtics didn't hand it to them. The Knicks came out here and they took it.
This is what postseason basketball is about. This is the grittiness that has been rebirthed, if I may, by this New York Knicks team in the postseason. They got to the glass, advantage plus 12 in rebounding. They got 4 double-digit scores, as I mentioned to you. They shot the 3 ball much better. And one of my keys, Tyler, going into this game was how decisive they could be throughout the course of the ball game. They were much better about being attached offensively and defensively. And, of course, we certainly wish the well out to Jason Tatum, but the Knicks protect home court here in Game 4.
It wasn't pretty on Saturday. And it felt like much of the momentum built up from that 2-0 series lead had dissipated. But the Knicks had earned a bit of a long leash. And now they've earned a 3-1 series lead, and they'll have 3 chances to advance to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time since the year 2000. Pat O'Keefe will help us wrap this thing up on the other side of the break. The Knicks have won 3 of 4 against the Celtics after dropping 7 of their previous 8 games over the last 2 years against these defending champions. You're listening to New York Knicks basketball on ESPN New York and the MSG Radio Network.
Find out who will lift the FA Cup trophy this weekend on SiriusXM FC. Crystal Palace are 90 minutes away from their first FA Cup title.
Eze into the area, right-footed shot, slams it in!
In their path is a dangerous Manchester City side keen on salvaging their season.
Oh, Kevin De Bruyne, that is simply sensational.
It's the FA Cup final, Palace versus City, Saturday at 11:30 Eastern on SiriusXM FC, channel 157 in the car, and on the SiriusXM app.
Hey everyone, this is Rob Perez from Give and Go on NBA Radio, when the voice of the NBA.
Hey you! Yeah, you! I'm talking to you! Thanks for hanging out with us. This is TSI Mike, and now that we've got your attention, we're bringing you every single game of the NBA and NHL playoffs, while supporting SickKids Hospital in Toronto through our Playoff Pulse campaign. Let's grow our global community. Hit that subscribe button, turn on that bell, and join the action.
Hey you! Yeah, you! Joe Bowen here, voice of the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Playoff Pulse on Toronto Sports Insider is all about playoff thrills and making a difference, with 100% of Leaf playoff stream revenue going directly to SickKids for their life-saving treatments and research. We're aiming for 100,000 insiders to boost our impact. So subscribe now and be a part of this incredible movement. Holy Mackinac! Let's show SickKids Hospital we're here for them. Join us today.
Hey you, yeah you, Easton Cowan, Leafs prospect here. I'm loving these Playoff Pulse live hangouts. Subscribe and turn on the bell to catch every game. Keep the chat buzzing and let's cheer for SickKids together. See you in the chat.
To every child and family who've needed us since 1875, and all who support us, our hospital needs no introduction. But just in case, it's SickKids. And it's our 150th birthday. Our mission has always been healthier children, a better world. The first children's hospital in Canada, SickKids. Pasteurizing milk to prevent disease 30 years before it was mandatory. The heart-lung machine that transformed open heart surgery. A pediatric kidney transplant in 1969. SickKids. SickKids. And SickKids. We discovered the gene for cystic fibrosis so patients live longer lives. And we just created the world's first Atlas of Cancer, using machine learning to analyze 13,000 variations. Today, the hospital sees over 130,000 patients a year. We're a research powerhouse, a training magnet, attracting nearly 600 clinical and research fellows from around the globe every year. And we're the #1 publicly funded children's hospital in the world. We're celebrating 150 years of excellence, driven by philanthropy. What's next? Thanks to donors like you, we're going to keep healing Canada and the world, and we're going to heal the future.
Hey you! Yeah, you! Joe Bowen here, voice of the Leafs. Holy Mackinac, we've passed 100,000 insiders on Toronto Sports Insider. The Playoff Pulse campaign is unstoppable. Your support means 100% of Leafs playoff stream revenue keeps helping sick kids with life-saving care. Let's aim even higher. Subscribe now and join this amazing community making a difference. Together, we're showing sick kids the power of sports fans worldwide. Let's keep growing this global community.
The fourth, because Mitchell Robinson was so effective and Josh Hart was on the bench for a lot of the fourth. Deuce McBride was out there. A total team effort. And just like game 2 against Detroit, you have 4 guys score at least 20 points.
I mean, this is fantastic. And I think I said to Tyler coming into game 3, and while it didn't necessarily pan out in that contest, I don't think you can quantify the confidence that the Knicks are playing with. I even appreciated all of the sound coming out of that embarrassing 22-point loss that I believe it is the biggest playoff loss on record here at the Garden. But all of those guys were accountable, and they realized that they let human nature slip in. They did not have the necessary level of urgency. And one thing we have seen from this team, more times than not, I'm not going to say after every loss they've bounced back, but more times than not, we see them take advantage of the opportunity to self-correct, and that's what they did tonight.
All right, you're on your way to your post-game television duties. We'll talk to you from Boston for game number 5. Tyler's still here with us. A lot of places we can go and point to, but we have to start with Jalen Brunson, because when this game was in doubt in the third quarter, the Knicks fell behind 72-58. Tom Thibodeau called the timeout. Out of that timeout, Brunson went on a personal 7-0 run. He scored, as you said, 18 points in that third quarter, and he just had that look in his eye during that third quarter.
Yeah, you looked at his 2-point shooting for the series. He was at just 38%. He's a 54% two-point shooter in the regular season. So if it continued, you would have to say, man, that Holiday, White, and even Peyton Pritchard defensive combo, those small guards, sometimes they can be tough to deal with. But then you remember, Brunson is Brunson because it doesn't matter who's guarding him. He will always figure you out. We saw it with Dyson Daniels in the regular season. We certainly saw it with Asar Thompson in the first round against the Pistons. So I think that's what happened. Brunson, whether he needed to get into rhythm or just to boot the computer up and figure out how to solve the problem of the Celtics defense, I think he started to do it tonight, and it won in the game.
The Knicks did a really good job not losing touch of the Celtics tonight, because the Knicks did not shoot that well in the first half, and Boston did. And I had the sense at halftime that, in particular, Mikal Bridges, there were just a lot of makeable shots that he took in the first half that did not go down, and that certainly changed in the second half.
And he always points to the bench when he gets a big bucket in the second half, and my guess is he's responding to Campaign, who reportedly calls him nasty names to get him going. And it was kind of a fun social media joke. Oh, Bridges, that play was worth 2 first-round picks. That one was worth 3. I'm buying in. If the Knicks win this series, they will not have done it without Mikal Bridges, and the whole reason you went all in is to win games like you did tonight, and, of course, games 1 and 2 in Boston, which he was so key in. And the mental fortitude for Bridges. I know they say they block everything out, but you hear some groans from the crowd. He's having another rough start, but to power through like he did, and for 44 minutes, you have to be so impressed with Bridges, just the journey he's been on this season and how he's found his best play, as Tom Thibodeau says, when his best play is required.
And when you talk about mental fortitude, let's also give some of that credit to Karl Anthony Towns. He had a tough day on Saturday. He missed 13 of his 18 shot attempts. He, too, Brunson had 18 points in the third quarter. Towns had 9. The two of them outscored the Celtics by themselves as this game turned around. And this was his most dominant game of the series.
Yeah, Towns on defense as well with Mitch. Like the combo bigs, like it worked enough where you got some proof of concept to keep it going. I'm surprised Joe Mazzulla didn't do hack and Mitch at any point. But I want to give Towns a little credit on defense, too. Like, yes, they picked on him. Yeah, it led to 42 from Jason Tatum, but he held his own a lot more than I think he gets credit for. And the shame of the Tatum potential injury is he dropped 42. He couldn't miss. The Knicks still beat the Celtics. Like, they beat him. They had everybody. Porzingis played 24 minutes. He looked more like himself. Tatum had the Tatum game, and it still wasn't enough to beat the Knicks. So you hope you can finish the series off against Boston at their best, but I think that was a great sign because it was something Celtics fans were hanging their hat on. Oh, Tatum will drop 40 at some point. We'll win that game. He did, and they lost. So that's, for me, that's a big deal.
Yeah, he went to the locker room with 2:58 to go, When he went to the locker room, the Knicks were up 113 to 104, and they were on an 8-0 run. So they were already in hand at that point. Either way, an important win, a tremendously important win. And, hey, 48 hours from now, Game 5 in Boston, and an opportunity to close out the defending champs. That's where